All right. Well, now I know you guys can hear me. Sorry about that. Yeah, Streamlabs decided to change my shit. So, anyways, hi, hello, and welcome, Seru. You were back in time with no sleep. Oh fuck. Oh my god. Bless your heart. Anyways, welcome to session number 31 of Unlikely Heroes, our our Sunday weekly Dungeons and Dragons campaign, which started as a one-shot module and slowly progressed into what it is today, almost 7 months later. We've got the full crew again here tonight. Might have one down next week, but we're going to worry about that when it hits. Sit back, enjoy the show. Remember that I don't pay attention to chat at all when I am streaming as a dungeon master, so if you say something and I don't respond, it's because I don't have you pulled up, because the players, deserve and quite frankly demand all of my attention. Otherwise, they will destroy and break the rails of my campaign. Not that I railroad, but you know what I mean. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and jump into some notes from last session, as well as a couple of my own notes, and then we will dive into tonight. Thank you for being here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a quick recap. Can everybody hear me all right? I changed some settings in my in Discord to like some of the noise cancellation and stuff because we had some problems with it last week. So I fucked with some settings. If something sounds weird, just maybe take a note and let me know at the end, or send me a message or something. Okay, so quick recap from last week. So where we had picked up last week. Where did we pick up last week? Yes. So you guys had just finished the fight against the goblins and the goblin warlock, who was so gracious enough to bless you with his only spell slot, which happened to be a 5th level fireball. We picked up there. You guys you took turns attempting to heal yourselves as best as you could, because you were, let's be honest, in pretty bad fucking shape, all things considered. You did so, and Beaufort and Aurora went and scouted ahead a little bit to kind of see what was going on. Everybody was kind of confused, like, shit, what are we supposed to do here? We're not entirely sure. That kind of progressed into you investigating the entirety of the remainder of this building. You're still not even sure what the hell the building was, but you know that it was a stone building, and it all seemed to be carved, everything inside of it, from the very same piece of stone. So you did your investigatory work. You did eventually realize that the source of whatever was causing this this dust storm, this cloud to be spinning around you guys, seemed to be kind of down the path and up into the cave a little bit further. So you all kind of collected yourselves, and you went about seeking out Aurora, who at this point had hidden in a dire fern. I believe is what we have called it. And you found her. She was a little bit ahead of you guys, kind of keeping an eye out on things. And you found her. You told her what you were going to do. You moved up into the main portion of the cavern, where Doc did a little scouting herself with a nat 20 stealth, which also I believe had a guidance and an inspiration or something like that, or maybe not an inspiration. I think Lucy might have been out at that point.
I was all out.
Okay, either way, it was ridiculous. It was like 32, and I was like, okay, well, I guess you just do what you want then. So,
yeah, I believe you said it's 3rd edition now.
Yeah, apparently it's yeah. That would be a 5th edition roll in 3rd edition, or that would be a 3rd edition roll at 5th level, I should say. Anyways, so she scouted up ahead, noticed, holy shit, there's a bunch of these statues up here again. Okay, we're not sure what we're going to do. You guys collected as a group, said, all right, fuck it, we're going to push forward. So you did so. You pushed forward. As you pushed forward, you found this spinning vortex of dust kind of emanating from a central point in this open room. From behind you, you heard the cavern shift and cave in partially, blocking your way. Although that didn't really prove an issue, because you didn't even know it had happened until you left. So from there, though, a creature emerged from this twisting vortex. A creature that appeared humanoid, at least humanoid at one point in time, but was now this gangly mass of humanoid flesh that was stretched so thin it created these long spiked arms and multiple faces. You all heard psychically these calls, please don't leave me alone, don't leave us, we're afraid, we're lost, help us, can you lead us back? And that began to resonate throughout all of your minds. As the wind died down, you all jumped into action. The action was intense, and honestly, in the reality of the situation, pretty short-lived. I think it was only a 5-round combat, which, was less than a minute of you guys fighting. But in that minute, this creature managed to do some atrocious amounts of damage to you, including picking Doc up completely after running her through with one of its arm spears. And as it held her, it began to panic, almost as if it had found somebody it had lost. And as it was beaten relentlessly from the back by Ree, it was inputting psychic energy with each burst into Doc, until unfortunately her eyes burst from her skull and she died. It was from there that
I'm so sorry.
it was from there that Beaufort said, "Oh fuck, I don't have Revivify. I used it on Spirit Guardians." But as an out-of-game note, if you wouldn't have used the Spirit Guardians when you did, I guarantee you at least one more, if not two of you, would have been dead. Period.
The only thing that's actually hurting him, yeah.
I mean, it was fucking him up bad. You did I went back and did the math. You did 3/4 of that thing's hit points in damage to it in that 5 rounds. So, well done. And obviously that, Doc was the sacrifice Beaufort was willing to make, so. I'll just leave that alone.
You may die.
Some of you may die, but that is the sacrifice I am willing to make. Okay, so from there, you guys gathered all the loot you could, which, by the way, was an absolute shitload of loot, including the coin. I wound up being a couple thousand gold pieces worth value in coin, plus a couple other things. You guys then saw your way back to the Circle of the Moon, where you met with Archdruid Nightbreeze, who essentially laid a few options out for you. He said, listen, I cannot cast Raise Dead on her, I cannot cast Resurrection on her, I cannot cast Revivify on her. That is all beyond me. Sorry. I can, however, perform a reincarnation right now if that is what you want to do. There was a little, not necessarily disagreement, but maybe a little bit of back and forth between what you guys thought Doc might want, which was a pretty considerate thing to be talking about. And throughout that, you decided to perform a gentle repose spell on her to preserve her body for an additional 10 days, which was awesome because that buys you extra time in case you got the resurrection or the reincarnation. And then you cast Speak with Dead on her, which allowed you to ask her some questions, or ask her spirit some questions, to which she pretty much told you, I don't fucking care. Do what you gotta do. Fucking do it. And it was at that point that we had essentially ended the session. We were going, I believe, into the night to sleep, maybe? I believe so, yes. And then from there is where we're going to pick up. So we are picking up, just so you guys know, today is day 12. It is the 12th of Mugem, Thursday, the 12th of Mugem at 8 o'clock in the morning. For the sake of brevity, everybody has just awoken. Well, except all of you who are capable of awaking right now. I mean, if you guys want Doc to wake up right now, it's going to be in a way that you really don't want to happen, but I will do it for you.
I mean, I do have Animate Dead, I still know.
She also, I was going to say, she's also got Nightcrawler, or I almost said Nightcrawler, Nightcaller.
Ray doesn't know about that.
Yeah, that's true, yet. Okay, so XP recap for last time. The combat that you guys had with that one entity netted everybody 725 XP. That was a deadly tier encounter, which I think is pretty fucking evident. But you guys did pretty well, especially considering your resources were pretty much tapped. And your roleplay, which I found moving and hilarious at the same time, I gave you 300 XP for, so everybody gained 1,025 XP, which brings the following players to the following XP totals. Gray, 11,497. Aurora, 11,635. And the rest of the party, 13,335. Getting awfully close to that level 6, you guys. I'm feeling it. I can smell it. Okay, any questions for me before we start? Okay, perfect. Boo Boo, just so you know, I have made a custom Spirit Guardians token for you now, since I was so fucking aggravated that out of all the sets I bought, which by the way I confirmed, none of them came with a Spirit Guardians token, so I just fucking made one for you. And it, not gonna lie, looks pretty good. Although I'm sure after watching Doc die because you cast a 3rd level spell, which was Spirit Guardians, you'll probably never cast it again, so that's alright. Okay.
X for doubt.
Yeah. On that note, as you wake up in the morning from your long rest, Beaufort, you, my friend, are officially fully recovered from your resurrection.
Ooh.
I mean, you can keep the negatives if you want. I don't give a shit.
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, so yes, you have recovered fully from your resurrection sickness. Beaufort wakes up looking, he looks pretty good.
This is the first time I haven't been exhausted or, drained from a resurrection.
Yeah, wow. You've spent the last almost 7 months pretty much fucked up. Wow. Okay, so we have just woken up. As you guys awake, you guys are in Night Breeze's, we'll call it hut, for lack of a better term, his abode. He is not here. Doc's body is laid out in the same exact bear furs that Aurora's former self was on while she was awaking. The gold coins are still melded to where her eyes were, and there is still a very light misty gray aura kind of cocooning her body. Interesting thing to note, since you guys have all been around death in its various stages, Gentle Repose is preventing her body from decaying at all during its time. She does not even smell. It is a very impressive spell to have chosen to put on her. So, with that being said, you guys awake. You begin to get yourselves put together. As you do so, a couple of druids enter from the exterior, carrying plates of or platters, like wooden baskets full of dried roasted nuts. There are different vials of water and like nectars, things like that, fresh oranges and apples, produce. They set them down. One of them, male, he turns to one of the females. There's 2 females, 1 male. All of them are elves. The male turns to one of the females, the blonde of the 2, and he says, Henry, my dear, would you be a sweetheart and step back outside and bring the milk for breakfast? She turns and she says, I would love to. Catches Ree's eye, slight grin out of the left corner of her eye, and a quick wink before she exits.
Motherfucker, you were a person! She does a really good impression of a cow. Wow. It's kind of weird, though. Milk is fantastic, though. Let me know when you're cow again.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
I guess just Ree will eat her breakfast and I don't know, just kind of approach Doc's body, make sure she's, looking as alright as she can, even though she's, eyes are popped out of her skull and there's holes everywhere. And
Okay.
And Ree just kind of leans down a little bit. I'm sorry, I couldn't protect you. But we'll figure this out. We'll get you back up and running in no time.
There's a sense of peace in that, as it's not totally outrageous to speak to the dead. Obviously, she doesn't respond or twitch or anything like that, but her body is in way better condition than most corpses that you've created.
That's fair.
All right, so about this time, Archdruid Nightbreeze steps in. He is in his elven form. He's carrying a large, like, clay jug, which he sets down. As he does so, Ree, you immediately smell fresh milk. And he just sets it down nonchalantly, kind of around where all the food has been placed. He says, "Good morning. I hope you all slept as well as you could, all things considered."
I think so.
Have you had any discussion regarding your intentions with your friend here?
Not. We haven't. I don't think we've come up with a solid plan yet. No. Right?
We've bought ourselves some time, so we're going to. And she kind of looks around at the others just to make sure there's no like dissenting opinions before she returns her gaze to the Archdruid. We're going to see if we can find someone that can perform a return where she could keep her current form. And then, knowing how much time we have, if there isn't anything nearby, if you are still willing, that reincarnate would be very much appreciated.
Yes, I would be much obliged to perform a reincarnation on any who has assisted my grove. That obviously would be any of you. We did send an animal messenger out last night to hopefully reach Middleton in the next 3 to 4 days. Hopefully it makes it. We'll see. They don't always, unfortunately. I have considered, if you are interested, I could shapeshift myself and fly to Middleton should we not hear back in an attempt to reach Xavier for you. Unfortunately, I do not possess the magic necessary for communing with people via telepathy. It's typically just how fast can I fly.
It is fine. I possess that magic.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, yes. You let me know what you need from me. At this point, my home is your home, and there is a slight rush as you only have 20 days, but no rush.
I'm gonna go ahead and look to the party. Like, would you like me to try to talk to Xavier to see if he knows anyone around here?
I mean, I guess it couldn't hurt, right?
I think that you should try and talk to Xavier, and we need to fill in the Archdruid on what happened.
Oh, wait, we didn't talk to him about that yet?
I think we were going to send messages into chat, and then at least on my end, life got in the way. So I'm assuming that we fell asleep before talking to him.
That is exactly what happened because I was waiting for him during the week.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that whole thing.
No, it's all good. It's all. I mean, hey, we got time to roleplay, so it's not really that big of a deal.
I got lifed, so
I'll let y'all go ahead and do the whole thing while I try to plan out my 25 words.
Understood.
That works.
Okay, so Archdruid Nightbreeze at this time, he sits down, he begins to help himself to the food, and he begins to eat, and he says, "So, information."
Right. Well, there was... Yeah, so we came across a bunch of goblins out there that had, like, purple glowing veins all over their bodies. Or, like, really fucked up and even more so than me, usually. They came and they attacked us, and we fucked them all up. But then, we found this little altar where they're trying to murder people, and they did. I think they murdered all the druids, and in that area. And then we went up a little bit more, and there was a giant fucking spaceship that crashed, almost hit us.
I'm
Maybe
sorry.
not a spaceship, but it was a boat that was in the sky that came out of
It was
the
an
sky.
It was an airship.
I don't know.
I do not think airships pierce the planes.
And
It came through our Aurora.
Yes.
No, it didn't come through Aurora. It came through the sky.
Well, yes, our Aurora. He points up out of like the smokestack. Oh no, not your
Yeah.
Aurora. The protect.
Not our Aurora. Your Aurora. The collective our. Got it. Yeah.
Yes, Ree. The Aurora of existence. Yes. Not quite her. Which is, yes, wonderful.
She's particularly small. I don't think she can shit out a giant boat.
Well, I've seen weirder things. Trust me. I've seen halflings transform into owlbears before. It is possible.
I saw that trailer too.
Yes. So, right. So yes, we are aware of the anomaly from dark space. So you're saying though that a piece of it crashed, and that is what caused the goblinoids to snap?
Maybe. I don't.
The timing
believe they were-
doesn't line up for it. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I believe they were still, I guess, frothing mad, but the purple veins, I believe, came from the skiff. There were traces of it on it.
Interesting. Were there any survivors from the crash? Any survivors or dead? Did you find anything on the crashed piece of the vessel?
Yeah, we did find one person that was in pieces from the ship. Yeah.
Where
And a crew roster as well.
Yeah.
where is the
paper? Now I'll hand it over because I have it.
Okay, he takes the paper, he opens it, he starts to read through it, as if he's understanding it, and he kind of looks up and he says, "Where is the body?
Still there.
So you left
We
it
kind
in...
of came back in a rush.
Well, understood, but... And she couldn't become more dead, right?
Well,
So
I don't know. I thought maybe you guys had some special magic to help with make her less dead.
I do. I can perform a reincarnation right now if you'd like.
I mean, I'm for it, to be honest. I don't know if anybody else is. I know we got a plan for other things, but
I'd also prefer the now.
Right. He goes back to reading. He kind of traces through it. And he says, "This is a lot. I feel like the piece that struck the woods, or the grove, was not that large.
it was big. It was pretty small, and I threw it across the woods.
Oh, and all of
Just
these
the whole
people, fit onto that little thing then?
No, I believe that
Maybe
as
they
it
were all
was
little.
as it was crashing down, it split into multiple parts. The biggest of which fell into the ocean,
Oh,
I believe, according to the map at least.
oh, that's terrible. All right. Okay. So
My theory is that still they were just little people. And there was only one. Maybe that was a captain, and it was a crew full of like ants or something.
it's a possibility. It came from dark space. Who knows
Fucking
what?
knows, right? Yeah, dark space, right?
All right. So explain to me then, what caused her eyes to explode from her head, but her skull to stay perfectly intact?
That was later. After we were we went to the eastward camp and we saw just destruction there. We followed the trail and we ended up with these goblins that could shift. Like
that
they were
her?
here, but not really here.
I hear
You'd
fucking- I can
fight
hear
them, and then they
moaning.
would like shift slightly to one side. And then there was the crash, and then we followed the trail of war. The thing that killed Doc was humanoid with multiple arms, and he's gonna kind of like sketch it on like in the dirt, like the rough outline of the creature.
Okay, make a performance check for me.
How tall would you say this creature is?
Are you asking
Creature
me?
was.
You're asking me how
Yeah,
tall it was?
maybe.
Give me 1 second. I can actually tell you that.
Performance is so not my strong suit. This is gonna go so badly.
Careful what you're thinking there, Gray.
So
Oh,
it's
holy, never mind. I
so it is about it was about 6.5 feet tall. It was big.
Oh, that's too big. I was gonna use minor illusion, but it's too big.
Ah,
We would have lunged at you.
punch him in the head now. Okay, so you draw. So with a 19, I mean 19 is not bad. As a nat 20 with -1, so, but you trace in the dirt on the ground a pretty fucking accurate and terrifying, as it was in its very being, pretty amorphous. So you trace out what you saw, and he kind of looks down and he says, "I have seen many creatures in my day, from different planes of existence, from different levels of the hells, from different elemental planes, creatures that have been sewn together and given animation, and I'm telling you, I have never seen a creature that looks like this before. And you're telling me that it blew her eyes out of her head? Was it...
it spread despair, and
Yeah.
when it seemed desperate, when it was attacked or hurt, it reached out and it clutched at her, and it was horrifically strong, and we were already wounded from the non-frothy veined goblins that decided to throw fireballs.
So it reached into her psyche and attacked her psychically.
I guess, and it was crying the whole time. It kind of came out of a hole of some sort and just kind of started crying and slashing at us.
By the gods.
So there was a constant wail, and I guess
Yeah.
that I can make sounds with minor illusion, so it'll definitely. I know I like start playing that, some of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can make sounds, echoes, voices, drums, all of that with minor illusion.
So as you do so, you guys all start to hear those voices again.
Just for a short bit, because Gray himself doesn't like it.
So you begin to you begin to produce the sounds, and at this point, Nightbreeze points at you as stop now.
I'll stop.
Okay, so you let the illusion go, and he kind of takes a deep breath, and he goes, oh, "That was terrifying." Right. So we know the creature, or at least we know of the creature. We know that there is a downed vessel from dark space, purple-veined goblins, psychic attacks. This is not good. But I wanted to say, and I truly mean this, thank you very much for your assistance and your bravery against whatever the hell that thing was. You should be commended for your actions.
There is one other thing. We think that it was affecting some of your Grove members.
He kind of looks confused, and he looks over at you. How so?
There was in the clearing with the altar that Bree was describing, there was a turtle with the outline of a sickle on its shell.
I believe he called himself Moonshell. Something.
Yes, Moonshell. He kind of blinks heavy and looks down, and then he glances up straight into your eyes, Gray, and he says, The one that you attacked.
Blinded, yes.
You assaulted him with magic. Why?
A lapse of judgment and adrenaline, I'll admit. But I did tell him I was hoping for information from a goblin that was under my spell, under a spell of mine, and told everyone to leave it alone, and he blatantly ignored it the first time. I gave him a second warning. It didn't look like he was going to move, so I blinded him.
That's interesting, because the story I received from his animal messenger says that he was not of his own mind as he was shapeshifted into an alligator at the time, fighting the very goblin that was attempting to kill all of you. And you...
Surrendered.
Make a deception check, please.
He did. He put down his bow and...
Is due to magic. Make a deception check for me, because it is not the truth.
I would like to help, and I would like to chime in to help.
There's no need for that. Well, hang on. Let me see. Nah, he's insightful, but he's not that insightful. He kind of says, Right. Well, unfortunately, the casting of necromancy against soldiers of the wood, which was Moonshell at one point in time before he met his unfortunate demise, it is a great offense. We will discuss that later, as right now I have one of your companions under my care. But you will be held accountable for your actions, Mr. Gray. And I hope that in the future you are capable of staving off whatever intention it is you intend to impose upon others who are simply attempting to help you. And I want to give you one more piece of advice, Mr. Gray. And that is to remember that you do have friends that can extract information out of those who are dead and pose no threat, as you saw last night. And he kind of glances over at Beaufort. Just food for thought. Now, as far as your friend is concerned, this has all been a lot for me to swallow, and I'm very disheartened because, quite frankly, I have no idea what any of you are talking about because I've not experienced it. And to be honest, although I'm a middle-aged man, I have not seen this before, and that worries me because I have seen a lot in my day. I'm going to excuse myself in a few moments to seek out a couple of my comrades, amongst other circles, a few of the other Archdruids, to see if I can rattle brains if any of this makes information flow, like roots of a tree. I'm not thinking it will, because unfortunately, this is all very strange. But I will do what I can. I'll return in hopefully the next hour or two. So please bear with me as far as that's concerned. In the meantime, feel free to utilize our resources here. Feel free to eat, sleep if you'd like, and discuss your next moves. He stands, grabs a handful of berries out of a bowl, and just nonchalantly puts them in a pouch, and just walks out.
Okay, I think I'm ready to talk to Xavier. I'm gonna take a minute and try to... I'm telling this to the party.
Okay.
What do y'all think?
I mean, I think we should just ask him if he knows anybody who can bring our cat lady to life. There's a special place for her.
Let him know that she has fallen and we are struggling to find a healer with the proper resources that could be here in time. If he could be of assistance, we could, and I mean, we could pay. We would pay. He's a man of coin, obviously, that happens to, as you said, we have a soft spot for her, so if you can reach out to him, maybe he can help. If he could bring even a scroll, would you be able to use that, dwarf?
Would you like me to make a religion check on that?
No, not at all. I mean, you've used stuff that you have not been able to innately use before, and being somebody who is of a spellcasting class, just like Gray, you both know that you can cast any spell you want to. Period. You can cast a time stop or a wish scroll if you want. However, there is a chance that if you cannot currently innately prepare and cast it, that it will fail.
Okay. There's a chance that I could use it, but there's also a chance that it would fail.
Well, then might as well ask Xavier for options. I mean, can you send this magical communication multiple times?
Yes, but it uses the highest level of my magic.
Well, hopefully he's got an easier way, or you can say a lot in a few words.
He can speak back to me.
And she, in Dwarven, and in the most sarcastic form of Dwarven that she has, is going to say, "Good luck, dwarf."
Beaufort's gonna tilt his head a little bit.
Oh, you heard her right.
Hearing the way his mother used to speak to him in sarcasm.
And it was pretty much spot fucking on. Like Aurora's former self has been around way too many little old dwarven women for your own good, for her own good.
All right, I think I'm ready.
Okay. So you begin your incantation. You guys see the gauntlet glow ever so slightly as Beaufort raises his left gauntleted hand to his mouth and very quietly begins to whisper into it. With a flash, Beaufort feels the static of the spell, which is kind of like a white noise, pick up, flare up, and then there's a snapping sound, and you feel that the connection has been made.
All right. So Beaufort's gonna go ahead and say, "Doc has died, her body pierced. To the grove we've traversed. Her body reposed, we lie in wait. Xavier, to where shall we fly?"
You feel a similar static reverberate almost immediately in your head as you finish your fucking rhyme, which, by the way, is awesome. Take an inspiration point for that. And you hear the following. I'm going to do a test to make sure the voice changer is working. Okay, can you hear the effect? Okay, here's what this is your response. You killed the perfect little pussycat, you son of a bitch! Which direction you go, I care not which. Give me 30 minutes, I will respond. Nothing else rhymes. And you feel another snap and the static fades away.
So what do you guys think Xavier would say?
I don't know. I should have given Xavier more time. Out of character.
He's not going to tell anybody what he said.
So
there we go.
he's not sure yet. He'll respond in 30 minutes. I think he needs time to look.
I mean, but did he
What
sound
did you
hopeful?
say, dwarf?
What was that? I couldn't hear you down there.
No, I think you of all people can say that.
Hey, I'm bored.
You guys are practically at eye level to each other.
No,
No.
I'm a full like foot and a half shorter.
I'm
I'm
4'5".
sub 3. Yeah, I'm sub 3 foot. It's pretty bad.
Meanwhile, I look down on everyone except Doc.
Well,
Well, yeah,
you
you're
would've
still,
looked
you
up
are
back
looking
then.
down at Doc, yeah.
Well, yeah,
Puts
I
her
am
hands
now.
on her hip and says, "What did you say?" And what did he say?
So what he said was that he would respond in 30 minutes. He says we killed his pussycat, and that he would tell us where to go, but he needs a little time.
All right. Do we want to wait or do we want to try and set off? Also, there was since you know she's dead regardless. There was a whole lot of like coin and goods back next to the blood pool.
We should try to
We
investigate that area more.
Well, we might want to at least collect that if we're going to have to pay for another magical transport thingy and potentially resurrections, and we're going to want scrolls for next time we decide to fight despair piercers. So if we have to wait anyway, why don't we go get the coins? And I'm going to go and snag the coin purse from Doc.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'd rather not go back there, but fuck yeah, we gotta go back there.
I'm gonna stay here and wait to hear what Xavier has to say. So I
Can't
can
he
write
just
it.
tell you anywhere?
He can,
Yeah.
but I'd rather write it down.
So bring something to write it on. Do
Yeah,
you want?
I'm sure they got a notebook here somewhere.
And Aurora's perfect height to ride on.
Yeah.
And then in Dwarven again. Is it cowardice or general fear? General fear shouldn't stop you. You have your god by your side.
I mean, isn't cowardice just a kind of version of fear?
Not really.
Fear is normal. Fear is easily created and toyed with. Cowardice is unacceptable.
It could also be said that it's cowardice to run away from Doc.
I mean, she's dead.
Someone needs to protect the body.
Yeah,
got the
that's
druids
Grove
here.
and the Archdruid. Are you withholding your healing from this as we go and potentially get supplies and things to help bring her back?
No, if that is the case, then I shall come. I don't want
mean,
to
if-
see another one of y'all die.
I mean, if we don't want to do it, I was just thinking
No,
magic
no.
is expensive.
We need supplies.
Wonderful.
As interesting as this conversation sounds, I don't speak whatever it is you speak.
Yeah, we're speaking Dwarvish, babe. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Well, I'll fill you in later.
Switching back to common. The dwarf was reluctant to go, but we're going to go and collect the coins and other things to potentially pay to for
Yeah, she said
whatever
that in common
resources
before.
are needed. Yes,
All
well,
right, no problem there.
he agreed, so I don't think the rest of the conversation's nuances are as necessary. By the way, Candace, how much is in that coin purse that I'm snagging from your corpse?
I'll write it in there.
Sweet.
Okay, so what I'll say is, for the sake of brevity, if you guys are going to collectively go back, there are no more combatants in this area, so you guys go back to the crash site of the vessel. Everything that has been discussed as far as what was dropped has already been discussed, so I don't know what was taken and what wasn't. But I will give you a recap real quick on what those items were total.
And I do have the list of what all was there as well as what I had taken when I
Oh,
was searching.
perfect. Well, if you're going to just take the lot of it, then you can just add it all to your inventory. Nothing is missing. Literally nothing has been disturbed since you guys left there. No extra overgrowth or undergrowth. No rise up of the treants. The treants are not marching to war. This is not nothing has been touched, literally.
I need someone else to take the coat, the 6 chalices because I've got a little person backpack and there's not that much space in it.
Wait, what are you picking up?
Can I try putting the chalices on the plates?
Putting the chalices on the plates.
There were 6 statues and 6 chalices.
Oh, you're going to take the chalices? Oh, hang on one second. I see what you're doing. Okay, disregard you guys' health at this point. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, all right. So you go and you put the chalices up on the offering plates in this crazy ass room over here.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You place them on the what appear to be offering plates. Nothing happens.
Okay.
What you doing there, big guy?
So I saw this after Doc died, and I heard that saw the chalices, and I saw there were 6. So I thought maybe if we tried putting them on there, we might get something out of it. But it doesn't look like that's happening.
So, Bofer, there is as you are placing the last of the chalices on the pedestal, there is a familiar static sound in your head as about 30 minutes has elapsed now, which, by the way, it was very quick for you guys to get to this point as the forest did not work against you. So you hear the static, there's a snap, and you hear the following. I'm sure you can hear me just fine, dwarven friend. I'm still very sad my sweet little pussycat met her end. Fuck it, I'm sick of rhyming. I can't do anything for you in the way of resurrection within the next 20 days. That includes Hobbleton, Helmcar, Port Sindrian, or Middleton. All resources were used on you. Snap.
Bofer's gonna go ahead and take the chalices back, and he's gonna, while he's doing that, he's gonna say, Xavier just responded. It looks like reincarnation is is the only way.
All right,
Save us some time.
yeah. What? I mean, so what? Like, there's absolutely no more.
There's nothing within 20 days of here.
You know, when we get back, let's tell Papa Tree Man to do the best he can, right?
And Beaufort, I know that we discussed this very briefly last time, but just so you know, in kind of thinking this through, even on a quick point, Raise Dead is a 5th level spell, which means that you would have to have a 9th level caster, right? The fifth circle of magic out of 9 total is a very, very powerful caster. Period. Full fucking stop. It's not common to see them just wandering the wilderness or in smaller villages. You'll usually find 1, if not 2, in major cities. But then you would have to put orders in to get those high priests out of the cities, right? Out of the major cities. Then there's travel time, or preparation time, travel time, and then the performing time. So the 20-day thing, especially from where you guys are right now, if you were on the opposite side of the continent towards Port Weirlin, it would be almost too easy because they're such crazy religious zealots that they have this shit literally lying around in Horde. But with being all the way near Port Emerson, this is not an easy task. Just for your own reference.
Yeah, so Port Sindrian would definitely have something, maybe another city, but I think this is the only way we're going to get her back.
All right.
Well, then let's get her back.
Real quickly, for the record, just so you guys know, since you've gone back to the crash site and then to the interior, there are still goblin corpses. There are still weapons and armor from all of these creatures. If anybody's interested in scimitars, short swords, daggers, leather armor made for small creatures, or scale mail made for medium creatures, which was on the hobgoblins, then you are more than welcome to pack your fucking inventory to your heart's content.
Does scale mail count as have a medium armor?
Sure does.
All right, then, not me.
Yeah, scale mail is medium.
Now these size and wise, is it still too big for me?
For the smalls, no. Goblins. So you are much shorter than a goblin, but as far as like chest and breadth is concerned, you are pretty much the same size. Now, mind you,
Thick.
a goblin did wear this. A goblin who got murdered wore this. So it's pretty nasty,
don't
but
care.
yeah, you've definitely worn worse, but it's pretty gross.
Yeah, I mean, she, the spirit of she does not care.
Fair enough. I accept that.
So, yeah, however, I'm still a little bit weak. So I will figure that out later. Hey,
Okay.
Ree, can you carry some of this armor so I can see if I can clean it and salvage it later?
Yeah, sure, no worries. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so how much are you taking?
Yeah. What are you loading me up with?
I want the best looking suit of armor out of them that have been destroyed the least, and if no one thing is in decent enough condition, then I'll take parts and cobble together a set that looks okay.
Ree, make an investigation check.
Oh, you're asking the wrong person to look for this stuff.
Am I allowed to help?
You are not.
Okay.
Nice try,
And
though.
hopefully Ree didn't completely mangle all of the armor.
No, investigation wasn't to destroy the armor. It was just to see if you found anything, particularly enticing about any of the pieces. And you don't. You as you grab it, you're like, these motherfuckers were making... Actually, make a nature check for me. This is going to be a follow-up.
Reed,
Yes.
you said nature.
Yes, please. These are motherfucking goblins, and this is some goblin fucking armor.
And some typical goblin shit. I mean, like, what do you want? I mean, like, you got like the one that's like.
Okay, that
smeared
could have
with,
been
like,
such a cool
shit. You got
interaction.
this one
Swing and a fucking miss.
It's like they drew dicks
you want
all
another
over it.
beer?
I mean, hair. I do.
I don't particularly care if it looks good. I just care if I'm gonna end up like Doc.
Again,
I mean, if we find one of those things again, probably.
I'm not getting close to it if we do.
Yeah, fuck that. If I can help it.
None of the armor looks at all decent.
I mean, we're not exactly. Goblins aren't exactly known as like craftsmen.
Good.
It's like what the fuck? What's this thing on the ground? It looks hard-ish. I'll put it on my body, and hopefully it keeps things from going through my body.
Aurora, do you need to
Usually
make you some
doesn't
armor?
work. What?
Do you think you could modify the leather armor that I got from the druids? Maybe reinforce it?
Yes.
Well then, no shit-stained armor for me then.
You don't want any of these?
Well,
There's so
dwarf,
much
do you need any of
conflict.
the parts from the armor to reinforce? What do you need?
Most likely, yeah. I think I could, yeah.
Just want me to take like a breastplate here or something like that, and that should be good.
I just need a bit of metal. It needs to be equivalent exchange.
Equivalent.
Yes.
Oh, for the scale mail then you're talking about?
Yes.
So, Beaufort, here's what I'll do, okay? Beaufort, you're proficient in armorer's tools, right? Or what the fuck are you proficient in?
Smith's tools.
Smith's tools, I accept that. Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me with advantage, please. No, you know what? I take that back. Don't make it with advantage, but you can go ahead and add your proficiency modifier as well.
For intelligence?
Yep, intelligence with your proficiency modifier, please.
Okay. So inspiration works. We'll see how it goes first. And 17.
Do you accept that roll?
Yes.
Okay, yep, 17's no problem. As you're looking at the armor and the metal, what you're kind of trying... I see what you're trying to figure out exactly what you could possibly do to this leather armor, because you are a metalsmith. You are not a fucking cobbler. What you can do is you can take the leather armor the druids gave, and you can reinforce it with studs that you can peel out of the scale mail through your magic. So you can take the suit of leather armor with your blessing of the forge or whatever the fuck it is, and you can essentially magically melt down these metal scales and stud this leather armor, which would improve it in a minor way, but in a significant way for somebody who's wearing light armor.
Okay, and what would that armor be classified as?
Studded leather armor.
Okay. So I could possibly melt it down and place studs in the armor, so I could probably do something like that.
Wonderful. Would it take
her again. She's screaming.
much resources, or is this like when you made your hammer, which you then abandoned by the rats, or the axe?
I mean, I'm just gonna pick up the chain. Like, I can use this metal and melt and basically just put studs in it. I just take a little piece out of each and just put it into the armor.
All right, we don't need some full forge or anything. You can do this the way you made, and she's gonna pull at the...
I'm just gonna lift up my gauntlet. This is my forge.
And as he says the word forge, the holy symbol of Moradin flashes red hot for just a split second before you see a little tss of smoke kind of grow up and out of it.
Fucking show off.
She doesn't normally, like... I mean, she's never once looked at you with anything close to respect. But her gaze softens for just like a half second, and she nods. And then she can't be a softie, so she turns back to Reed and says, "All right, can you hold? How much can you carry? And also, can you hold my bedroll? It's kind of big and awkward.
Wait, hold on. What? You want me to hold your bag and my bag and all the armor? I mean, it's gonna get a little bit much. I'm strong as fuck, but I can carry some stuff. I can also drop some shit too.
I saw you shatter those chains.
Yeah, but did you see me try to open that box?
That wasn't a strength thing. That was obviously some.
No.
No, I can't. It was bad. It was real bad, Ray.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I admit.
All right. So I can drop a few things and I can pick a few things up. Anybody want a whip? I've literally never used this thing.
I'm gonna look at Gray when you say that.
As you say the word whip, literally, Aurora, like the she inside of you's mouth waters ever so slightly. You're like, oh,
yeah,
what I.
I had the opposite. Like, take on that. I was gonna say she hears you say that, and she flinches just a little bit.
Is there anything to say?
I wasn't expecting you to have a.
A whip? Oh yeah, check this out. Whoosh, it's that. See? Yeah, I've never used it once.
I see. No, don't drop things. I'm just not used to not. The form is different. The strength is different. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Hey, that was kind of cool. Can you do it one more time?
Oh yeah, sure. Check this out.
Oh, Aurora is visibly unhappy.
Sorry, I got distracted by my spear. Can you do it one more time?
Oh yeah, one more time. Wow, wow, whoop-ah!
Ray,
Oh, what? Oh shit, sorry. Okay, I'll put it down.
that whip is going to go somewhere that whip should not go.
I mean, if that's your thing, I mean, I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna yuck her yum, so she'll just drop the whip anyway. I don't know if I can do this thing. It's too nimbly bibbly. Yeah, dropped. Okay. So I'm picking up scale mail, or was it?
Yep, it's a suit of scale mail.
And if you have the weight to do it, see, I'm trying to avoid encumbering you.
Oh, I'm still fast as fuck though.
Never mind. If you can hold either my water skin or my bedroll, I would appreciate it.
Jesus Christ.
Man, encumbered. My movement speed is still 30 feet.
Yeah, you're fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah, I'm down.
Hold my purse.
Oh my god.
All right, well, that's canon now.
I'm down to 15 at the moment, so I could use someone holding something so I could go back to 25.
All right, so I'm just picking up leather armor. I'm picking up scale mail.
Well, I've got leather armor already, you know.
Oh, you're just gonna use your leather armor that you? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
If that will work, looks towards Bover.
What did you need holding?
Oh, I'm not
Wow,
gonna do
he
anything.
ain't listening to shit you just said.
No, I'm.
He's over here fucking figuring out limericks to send to somebody.
Special haikus.
No, I'm going through my inventory to see what I can drop because I have a weight too.
Have you ever, other than when you were very dead, have you been able to move freely in the past however long of in-game time we've been?
Chainmail. Chainmail. It's heavy.
Does Gray look like he's carrying much? Am I gonna ask the bard to hold my purse next?
I mean, I can carry more. I mean, it'll slow me down, but it brings me to everybody else's speed. That's all.
That'd probably be the best idea for you just to carry it until we get there, honestly.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, is there a limit to where I literally can't move ever again, or is it?
Actually, yeah. So it is. Give me 1 sec. Okay, so it is 10 times your strength score. 10 times your strength score is a heavily encumbered. Your feet drops by your movement is dropped by 20 feet, and then if you multiply that total by 2, you cannot move. You cannot carry anything other than your strength times 10 times 2.
So so you said like times 10 my strength?
Yeah,
If I
so
become encumbered.
so what is your strength score?
My strength score is 15.
Okay, so that would be
So that'd be 100.
that would be 150. So 300 pounds is where you cannot carry anymore. You cannot move. You are so it is so overcome. Your body is overcome so much based on your strength that you cannot move.
I mean, listen, guys, I'm strong as fuck here. So I mean, you can load it up. You can load me up. I can carry somewhere between 75 and 300 pounds, maybe, give or take. I don't know how much that is because I'm a fucking goblin, a dumbass goblin.
I'm not gonna hesitate. I'm throwing my bedroll onto Ree's pile.
What the fuck did you bring a bedroll for?
You guys bought it for me. I was a corpse.
Do we have rope?
Oh shit, I have a bedroll too right now. Why the fuck did I just leave that at the camp? Yeah, I have rope.
And we take it because we never know if we're going to be returning to the same place.
Yeah, that's fair.
You carry what you have with you. You don't know if what raids will happen, what camps will move, or what fiery spelljammer ships will fall from the sky. Crash.
I think we should go back to camp before we start talking about the F word.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Right, yeah.
So you're taking the bedroll? Just to confirm?
Yeah, I'll take the bedroll.
Okay, so
Hey, I
for
am
for
lighter.
the sake of brevity, we will say that you can go back to camp with however you are carrying shit to discuss once you are there. Is anybody taking anything else from near or around the exterior of this building, meaning the vessel or goblins and hobgoblins?
So, I mean, all they had was their armor and their scimitars and daggers and whatnot.
Armor, scimitar, daggers, all the coin has already been collected. The spear has been collected. The only other thing is the debris from the vessel, the actual vessel itself, which now, by the way, is extinguished. And then there is the corpse of the one person you found out there, the dwarf.
Oh yeah, that's true. He did say something about wondering why we just left the body there, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if I can carry all this shit and him.
Just so we're clear, it was only about half of him. It was from like the belly button up.
Oh, I thought he was
Oh,
just
that's-
crushed. I didn't realize that was the.
Oh no, homeboy got cut in half.
Oh.
And you're not sure where the rest of him is. There were body parts scattered around that were from different individuals, but you couldn't really piece them together unless you collected all of them and did like a full, jigsaw puzzle to figure out who the fuck was who.
Oh shit! What if we do the thing that you did with Doc, and ask this guy where the fuck he's from? Why was he falling on a ball of fire? And why is he cut in half? Or maybe we just bring him with us too. I mean, if just half a body is half the weight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
can do that.
Rhea will just kind of sling him over her shoulders like another backpack.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and. I was gonna go ahead and search the debris, if you don't mind.
I was about to say, since the ship isn't on fire anymore, Gray would also like that.
Alright, that's a good idea too.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you guys go ahead and just give me some investigation checks. We're past the point of perception on this. You guys are actively investigating.
I'm standing guard.
Understood. Okay, Beaufort, you don't find a whole lot else in the debris areas that you're looking through. Most of it is just charred kind of to shit. There are metal bolts and what appear to be like large metal spikes that have kept this wooden structure, this wooden vessel together through whatever it's doing. The one thing you do note, and Gray, you actually are the one to point this out to Beaufort, because you see him fixated on these spikes, the metal of the spikes. As you look at them, you realize that around the edges of these probably 3 or 4 inch circumference spikes, which by the way is a big fucking metal spike, there are very clear arcane runes engraved into the exterior, and then what appears to be melted amber pressed into those runes. And it's on every single spike that you guys find on the entire ship. There are also similar arcane runes around the base, where a piece of metal trim runs, and then on the propeller portion, now that you've gotten a closer, not, screaming hot on fire look at it, there are these arcane runes that are traced into it with amber that has been coated along the exterior, almost as like a form of preservation.
Are there, I guess, blank pages in Sharwin's book?
Towards the very end, yeah, there's probably about 25 pages that are empty.
Okay, I think on like a few pages, Gray would start like writing down the runes the best he can.
Excellent. Give me an Arcana check, please.
Okie.
Wow, holy shit, we have a smart player? What is that? What the fuck is that nat 20? Okay, Lucy's cheating. He's rolling nothing but nat 20s when he needs to. Okay, so...
It was this close to being a chill. I got really scared.
So you begin to scribe the runes, and you get them to a point where you feel they are identical to what they are. You're not sure what they mean, but in the book that I gave you, wherever you're taking notes on that, go ahead and put Golden Chalice, Arcane Ruins.
Runes?
Yes. Also, Lucy, since Gray rolled very well with his investigation, you also find one additional thing. It is a small silver pocket watch attached to a silver chain. You pick it up, you pop it open, the inside is preserved gorgeously, and it is a true 12-hour pocket watch. The only thing that stands out to you that is not normal for most pocket watches is that there are what appear to be different colored bubbles. There's about a dozen of them around the exterior of the face of the watch, kind of as a decoration. And on the left-hand side, which is actually like the cover of the pocket watch, there is a name. It says Lieutenant Leandrius. LT period Leandrius.
I believe I should have Leandrius.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Leandrius on the
But yeah, there it is.
crew roster.
You missed it.
Oh, I see the
It's in
watch leader.
mercenaries.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. Well,
Yay, lore.
I was looking for lieutenant, and I had a brief little I don't have it.
yeah, I did the same thing.
Okay, as far as the ship is concerned, though, that's about all you guys find. Most of it has burned up pretty bad, but finding these couple of things is something you would have not found if this thing was on fire still. Okay.
It'd also be on fire.
And you'd also be on fire, yes. So you pick up the half corpse of the dwarven man. You take the pocket watch. You take the
I
notes.
thought it was an Asimar, wasn't he?
He is an Aasimar, but he appears dwarven. So Aasimar in this world, or in this, we'll call it universe, they have an appearance of any of the other base races. They just have an appearance like golden skin or golden eyes, yeah. But he's like dwarven, but very clearly an Aasimar-blooded man.
Nice.
Okay, so you grab him, throw him over your shoulder, and you guys are heading back to the Druid Grove. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'll just add a custom item.
Okay, so you guys get back to the Druid Grove, the Circle of the Moon. The forest opens the way to you and lets you through without any issue whatsoever. You arrive, you go to Archdruid Nightbreeze's tent. As you enter the abode, he is there. And he's just kind of looking over Doc's body. You see there's like this small green pulse of energy, almost like a wave kind of coming down over his hand as he traces it up and down her body. As you enter, his eyes look up to you, and you can see both of his eyes are very vibrantly glowing green. As his mouth is muttering something, he stops and shakes his head as the green fades away, and he looks up at you through his hawk eyes, and he says, I'm glad you're back. Did you return to the crash site? Oh my... He kind of looks at the corpse and he goes, shit!
Oh, yeah, this is the guy we found.
How's Doc doing? The whole thing you're doing with your hands right there.
He looks down and he says, yes, I was attempting to remove curse on her just on the off chance that creature you had talked about was imbuing or putting a curse into her form. One of my fellow Archdruids, the Archdruid of the Circle of the Land, recommended maybe dropping a curse removal incantation, as she has specialized in lycanthropy, and suggested that maybe that thing was attempting to turn her into something that she is not. Thankfully, there was no curse upon her spirit or her body, so she is fine. Yes, but she is all right for now.
Sorry, Xavier.
Yes.
And I'll remind you later, but can you, I guess, send me the description of the pocket watch? Just want to make sure I have, it noted down.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, you know what? Let me take a note on that right now. Lucy, thank you, because you know how I am. I will forget. All right, nice and easy. So he finishes saying that, and he kind of turns around, stands up, walks a few feet, and sits down where there is now more food, breads and some smoked meats and waters and awkwardly placed large clay pitcher of milk. He begins to he begins to consume.
We don't care.
I don't know if that was elf tit milk or fucking cow milk. I don't give a shit what it was.
It's too good to ignore, man.
Oh, it was delicious. So he sits down and he says, so this is the corpse you had told me about earlier today. This is the Aasimar? But of dwarven kinship. This mystery just becomes weirder and weirder.
The dwarf said he has a holy symbol of Voltus.
The dwarf... This corpse spoke to you?
Oh, no, our door.
This dwarf.
He looks over. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm used to friends using names, not races as a way to, address each other. I wouldn't, no.
You should hear his full name. It's the reason we call him dwarf.
Touche. Touche, Doc One. Touche. Right, so you have a way to speak to this entity, you said? Is that right, Master Bofa? It is... I'm sorry, I apologize. Is your title Master? You are the master of your house? Is that not right?
No.
I'm sorry. I have very little familiarity with dwarven customs and obviously look around. We live in the woods. I apologize. I did not mean any offense. Do I call you dwarf? Should I refer to you as dwarf? I feel that is
Absolutely, yep.
that is horrifically insulting. Where
You can
my
just say Bover.
perfect, Bofa. Yes. So you can speak with this entity.
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Excellent. And did anybody hear back from Xavier?
Yes, he said that there was nowhere else that we could go that would be in time for 20 days.
To be completely honest with you, Bofa, I'm not entirely surprised. The level of magic that would be required for somebody who relies on, and I truly mean no offense here, divine intervention is horrifically straining, potent, difficult for the individual, and I can produce it by draining the sap of a single tree if need be. Not to say you should practice Druidism, but it's tough for clerics, is it not, to perform that level of magic?
It takes a long time to learn, or to be able to do things like that, yes.
Yes, and unfortunately you're on the wrong side of the world for that, aren't you?
Seems so.
Well, with that being said, would you like me to prepare the unguent and incense to prepare and perform the reincarnation?
Yes, please.
Wonderful. I would require 1,000 gold pieces, as that is the cost I will have to pay to Hobbleton and Lumbercamp Inferno for their part in this. And after that, we can move forward. I will go gather the materials. Please do what you need. If there is anything that you need from me, please let me know.
I don't think so. I mean, I guess, yeah, if all you needed from us is money, then I guess we're good.
Oh, he kind of stands up and looks almost slightly offended. Well, I suppose I'll see myself out of my house, and I will get this ritual prepared for you. And he exits.
Did I say something wrong?
As he says that on his way out, he's going to say in Halfling, "Thank you, Archdruid."
He stops right before he exits, and he kind of cocks his head to the side, almost like a hawk, kind of cocking its head and looking down. And he glances down at you, and he repeats in Halfling. He says, "You're very welcome, Aurora." And then he presses through out into the outside. Okay, so what are you guys doing right now, if anything?
Alright. Who wants to talk to a dead guy?
I thought that only you can do that, can't you?
We're all gonna be listening to him, so.
Sure, why not?
Should I prop him up somewhere?
Before we do that, this is gonna be real bad coming from me. I'm not exactly a, what do the humans call it? A people person? But we should probably try not to alienate the ones that are about to play with our allies' soul and potentially rip it from her current body and forge a new one. Should probably try and play nice and not kick them out of their own home.
Did I kick him out of his home?
A little bit.
What did I do?
There is a heartfelt and true level of ignorance in that even you, formerly being she, feels it is pulsating.
Three never changed.
gonna try not to.
Yeah, she's gonna think about how to respond to it, and then
You can't respond to
be-
that. That's fucking ridiculous.
yeah, never change. But
Maybe.
yeah, we need Doc back to talk to people.
Oh, that was good.
Believe it or not, I'm actually a great conversationalist.
You have a sense of humor I'm growing to appreciate.
There's people that love you and people that hate you.
Great conversationist, terrible person.
Exactly.
Hey, makes a good target.
That's true.
At least you can't hit my neck anymore.
Just don't go anywhere religious.
I feel like somebody just, meaning somebody as in Aurora, just got that challenge accepted meme popping up in her head. You can't reach my neck anymore. Oh, bitch, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
Or a vertical.
brain immediately
Probably, yeah.
would start to like calculate routes. It's like the movie Wanted, where they're curving bullets, but she's curving arrows.
It is a it is
Shoots past enemies to me.
it is a legitimate thing, by the way. I've watched archers actually do it live on YouTube. It's a thing. You can curve arrows. It's fucking nuts. Okay. Sorry. Anyways, you're right. Thank you, Lucy. Just don't tell me that you like it when you get shot in the throat next time on purpose.
Absolutely not.
No. Okay, so is anybody going to do anything else in this moment, in this beat, before we push forward?
Just the speak with dead.
Speak with dead. So you are going to perform it. Are you doing that actively right now?
I'm about to, yes.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and let me know when you're ready to roll. You got after you cast it, you have 10 minutes to get your 5 questions out.
Okay. And you said it was 5 questions?
So, I'm actually reading it right now. It says... Yep, 5 questions. Up to 5 questions.
Okay.
Sorry, I was like, why did they not put that in the first paragraph of information? That would have been a really pertinent thing to put in the first paragraph of information.
Like the script it.
Now, just so we're clear, the corpse only knows what it knew in life, including the languages it knew. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile or it recognizes you as an or the enemy. And it also does not return the creature's soul to its body, but it animates its spirit, which means that it cannot learn new information and does not comprehend anything that has happened since it died, and it cannot speculate future events. This is something that you would know as the spellcaster.
Okay. Did Grace show me the pocket watch?
No,
Okay.
it is mine.
So as you guys
Sorry,
are
I'm writing.
No, it's okay. I mean, I would expect Beaufort to literally sit and start writing questions out because that only makes the most sense if you have 10 minutes.
If that's happening,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
while we wait for Beaufort, roleplay wise, Gray would go over to, I guess, Ree, because she's the most talkative, and go, so, about your adventures in the Sunless Citadel. I heard,
Oh, let me
No,
tell you
I wish
all
to know
about
more.
it, dude. Let me tell you all about it. It's, oh my god, it was amazing.
You're going to. There was much idiocy, and it is a miracle that we all made it out.
No. You remember it differently. We were a well-oiled machine.
When the dwarf hugged a the fire beast?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
At that moment, Beaufort's gonna lift his pen and say, "We don't talk about that."
Oh,
No,
yes,
please
you do.
continue.
Yes, I will, frequently. And
Yeah, I wasn't a
repeatedly.
huge fan of that moment either. No.
Or when you set off the poison death fountain trap because you were hoping it would have cheese? Or when you stole from the dead and had the undead army
Oh, I didn't do that one.
rise to seek revenge after being warned, maybe let's not steal from the dead.
Oh yeah, that one wasn't me.
But a well-oiled machine, if this is a
Wait,
well-oiled
wait.
machine, it needs to be scrapped.
Start from the beginning. Why were you at this on the Citadel?
Master? Can you hear me, Master?
Yes, Josh.
Oh, you've got lightning eyes.
I love you, Master.
Okay.
Also, the little one with the green skin?
Yeah.
She was the one who freed the dragon priest and let me go. I owe her a great debt of gratitude. You make sure she stay alive, okay?
Okay. I don't
Okay.
think that'll be a problem. Okay. I love this spear. Gray doesn't, but I do.
So you guys see, you guys see his eyes pulsing with electricity as his hand kind of grips the spear hard, and then all of a sudden it fades away.
What just happened there, big guy?
Apparently, you were the one who freed him, and he's gonna point to, like, the little green one.
Wait, I freed who?
Ray. My spear.
Yeah, there's like a little tiny crackle of electricity that kind of like licks off of the tail of this weird creature's stinger and like just tickles your cheek ever so slightly before vanishing.
Mine or...
Off of your spear to Ree's cheek.
Okay.
I can actually see that.
Oh, it's very, you feel it. It's there.
What the fuck?
He likes you.
Wait, I freed it?
Apparently. I don't know, I wasn't there.
That's fucking
Oh,
weird,
but one
man.
adventure it must have been. Hugging fire snakes, fighting dragons, setting off cheese fountain traps,
No, poison death fountain trap. That's what
poison
we're
death
hoping.
fountain traps.
Yeah, I was hoping it was gonna be full of cheese.
That's not
To
wrong.
be fair, that's not a crazy. Yeah, that's kind of a crazy thought, I guess, huh?
It's absolutely
There were also plague creatures and diseases and
Yeah, I saw them in the
This
tavern,
one-
don't worry about that.
Oh
You-
yeah,
you
no,
saw-
there were big ass rats, and I cut off its skin and head and made my cloak out of it.
and the bugbear.
Oh yeah, that's where I got my mace, my Morning Star. Yeah.
Okay, I'm done with this.
Oh, and the oracle whose souls that I stared at,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then she's gonna fall silent.
Forgot about that.
We'll continue this
Alright,
with you.
well, questions are done. Alright, so I have these. I'm gonna say, where did you come from?
Where did you go?
Okay, hang on. Settle. Hold on one second. You started asking questions. So you're gonna perform the spell. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So
Well,
you.
are we discussing the questions first as a
Probably do
group?
that, yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure because you just like I asked the question and I was like, all right, I'm ready for the spell. I got
so-
my voice changer ready.
Alright, so it's gonna be, where did you come from?
Where did you go, Cotton Eye Joe? Sorry, God damn it! You can't start with that.
Yeah, you can't
You
do
can't.
that. You can't do that without expecting that.
What are the 6 chalices? Why did you come here? What was your cargo? And what was your mission?
I don't
I
think
like-
the 6 chalices were with the ship. I believe we found them with the...
Well, these 6 chalices also have the same symbol as the one on the ship, so I'm pretty sure those connect.
The ship was a golden chalice, so we just happened to find 6 chalices, right? I mean, it's just
I mean, that seems like if I were dead and I got asked what are these chalices and I couldn't see them, I would probably be like, I don't know, some random cup.
Alright, so...
You're
let's
bothering
see.
my eternal sleep for that?
All right, what are the chalices that are engraved with mythical creatures? And
So yes, you have 4 chalices that are engraved with mythical creatures, all of which are celestial creatures, and you have 2 chalices that have the holy symbol of Foltis on them.
okay, I could put that in one compound sentence.
You're not wrong, but don't use semantics for the sake of a spell because I will fuck you.
I think it'll count as like 2 questions.
All right, I won't. I'm honestly going to say, what were these 6 chalices on the ship, or from the ship?
Okay, that's a good question.
But the 6 chalices, those were from the Despair Piercer. The 6 chalices
I'm sorry
you're
these
holding
guys
right now,
have
those are
taken so
from the
much time.
Despair
I've
Piercer.
tried to
Those
push
aren't
it.
From
I know,
the
I knew
ship.
they were going to.
You don't think they would have looted the ship?
The thing was, she wouldn't have got us.
Well, I didn't
I
know that.
think-
That
Where
was
do
fair.
you think they got all
I
that
don't-
gold from?
From the piles of corpses and other creatures that fell to the Despair Piercer's despairness and eye exploding shit.
At this point, Archdruid Nightbreeze walks it back in, holding a tray full of bowls and random shit that's partially smoking. Like right at the eye burst comment, he's like, "I'm going to prepare the ritual. Excuse me."
Hey, real quick. Sorry if I was rude earlier. I didn't mean any disrespect.
Kind of side eyes you and looks down. Apology accepted, my dear. And he leans down and he begins like placing these oils, just dripping these oils over Doc's body and lighting incense around her in these bowls.
Is there a question that y'all would like to ask?
Where's his legs?
I don't think he'll know that.
Don't kill the DM.
I feel like that's something I would want to know if I was dead.
It's a good fuck.
Tiny RP thing before we go to that. When Rhea apologizes, Aurora is going to like nudge him or nudge her ever so slightly and give like a small little smile.
I still don't know what I did though.
What you did
Sorry. I don't know why.
was made friends, and that's a good thing when they're gonna do the magical booyah bullshittery soul ripping. Also, it's itchy as fuck. Just saying.
What is?
I haven't said that yet. But having your body melt and reform
Covered in fur.
is itchy as fuck. Just saying.
Oh fuck.
I've been holding that for like 3 days. It's itchy.
Like now?
At least it wasn't hazy like it was for me.
Stop dying.
Yeah, seriously, you guys.
Says the one that got chained to stones.
I wasn't dead.
Yes.
If we had given it a couple more minutes, you would have been.
But yeah.
No,
let's
not
go ahead and
maybe.
talk about that. Is there a question any of y'all want to ask?
Wait. So what? Where did you come from? Where did you go? What's up with the chalices?
What was the cargo and what was your
What was-
mission?
What was the cargo? What was the
Where did you come from? What's the cargo?
I guess what his name is.
Don't we already know what his name is?
Ro-
No, we don't.
Not.
Oh,
We know all the names of the
know his
people who
name.
may have been on the ship, but doesn't matter.
all right. So I guess
Did you
instead
have
of-
something about the what was the mission of the golden chalice?
Yeah, I
and
already
its
got that
rope?
down.
Maybe what happened to the ship?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Do you remember any problems with the ship before
We got 5
it?
questions.
Well,
Last
and you
thing it
can
remembers.
potentially compound them. I don't know how semantical your magic is. Do I look like a magic user?
I'm gonna look at you.
His eyelash is just batting against his eyelids. It's just terrible, Aurora. It's just terrible.
And I'm gonna get back to writing.
Now kiss the bride.
Mowage.
This is the weirdest.
brings us together today.
Okay, but we're gonna need a step stool for Rhea in order to have her kiss Bray. Just saying.
Maybe
Alright.
2.
I mean, I can scamper up his leg, right?
You've done that a couple of times.
All right. So, do you want to replace the "Where did you come from" or "Why did you come here"?
Well, you got rid of the challenge.
Maybe
question, right?
more.
No chalices. What
Well,
was
maybe it's just
Okay.
more like, how did you get here?
Well, by ship that crashed.
Ask him what.
Oh, what was their
Alas.
destination? Do you have that?
I said, "Why did they come here?"
They don't know where
They
here
didn't
is.
come
It's
here.
just
They
what's their
crashed here, I
destination.
believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where were they
Where are they
trying
going?
to go?
I believe their destination was.
These are
Mount
some good
Celestia,
fucking
so
questions.
what
It's
it
really too bad
Where
Doc's
did you
not
come
here.
from?
This is
Where were you
stupid.
going?
I'm actually, I had to stop typing.
What's
in
your
there
name?
'cause
Is
Alright,
it Got
so-
Mojo?
wanting to actually ask a question.
Let's see
I
here.
did type in chat on.
So we have 3
So I sent you a
questions that
screenshot for
is
you.
set in stone. Is what was your cargo? What was your mission? What was your destination? Now we have 2 more.
We have their destination.
You could probably combine mission
Said you put it in
and
chat?
Yeah.
I feel like mission is tied
you-
with destination, right?
yeah. Are you sure they were going to this Mount Celestia?
That's what it said in the.
No, that's where they came
Prologue.
from.
It's good.
Or that's
First
where they
of
were
all,
going.
Celestia.
Right.
It's where they were going,
Okay, they were going to Mount Celestia.
or the City of Light, as they called it.
Okay, so I can say, where did you disembark from?
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
I have to say, where are you from?
Where
Why
did your
don't
legs
wait?
go?
Hang on. One moment.
Let's see this
How
up.
long do you have that you can talk to the dead in this? How long does your
I haven't
does your
cast
spell,
it
like?
yet.
No, I. How long until you can't speak with this dead thing?
10 days?
Is it like? Cool. Why don't we get Doc back and ask her?
Ask her what? Where did?
Ask her for input before she like decides to go all like catty or
So
After
let
you or
let me
whatever.
hold up. Let me just intercept here really quickly. So, you can speak to any corpse that still has a mouth that has been dead for any length of time. Full stop. The spell fails if the corpse was the target of the same spell, meaning speak with dead in the last 10 days. That means if you keep a corpse with you, you can only cast speak with dead on it once every 10 days to ask 5 questions. But it does not matter how long that corpse has been dead. You can tote around fucking grandma for the next 20 fucking years and ask her 52 questions if you really want to.
That's kind of creepy.
It's really creepy, but I just wanted to make sure you understood what your spell actually does, and you would understand that. So I'm clarifying that is a gift from Kevin the DM to you.
Alright, I guess we can wait for Doc. Then I guess we can go ahead and take care of it now. And I'll go ahead and do I'll take that scale mail and that armor and figure this out.
well, we could figure that out while. Actually, how long does the spell take to do a reincarnation?
He's already performing it, so
It's like
Yeah,
Okay.
an
he's
hour,
been
right?
performing it for a while.
you guys,
How long did it take for me to come back? I guess.
I'll give you guys this even though your collective intelligence is not that high. It took about an hour.
I'm gonna
It
go
takes
ahead
about an hour.
and get this done.
It's the one with the, I believe, the highest. I don't know. I could be wrong. Ree could be smarter than me, I believe.
Unlikely.
Do you know how much it cost?
It was 1,000 gold pieces. He's already claimed that from you guys, so whoever's holding the gold right now... Oh, Candace has got it. So 1,000 gold has been paid to him.
Okay.
All right, would you like to, for the sake of brevity, would we like to fast forward the reincarnation?
Yes, and can I do my whole armor thing while this is going on?
You would like to use your... give me 1 second, Lucy. So you want to use your Blessing of the Forge? Is that right? Or is it whatever the hell the other one is?
It's the thingy. Hold on.
Tell me what you want to use when you want to use it.
No, wait. No, it's.
This fucking guy doesn't even know. Oh, there we go. Okay, yes, you can do that. So essentially what you do is you sit down and you absorb... excuse me. throughout your own ritual, which sits and coincides with Doc's. You pound the shit out of the scale mail with your fist, which manifests as this large mallet. And as you do so, you heat it to a point where it melts down into a molten form. You then slowly pick dots of it up and one by one begin to adhere it to the leather armor. At the tail end of your ritual, Bofer, you have successfully absorbed or destroyed the suit of scale mail and created a suit of studded leather armor.
I'm gonna go ahead and present it to Aurora. It looks like what is it? A brown leather armor with like 90s pointy out studs.
Sure. Little four-sided studs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like in the new age punk
Like
scene.
in Blade.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Edgy Halfling will absolutely take that. Am I swapping my leather armor has been absorbed, correct, and has been
Yes,
upgraded?
if you were using the leather armor the druids gave you, just the standard leather armor as the base for it, then yes, just go ahead and delete that and then add a set of studded leather armor to your inventory and equip it, please.
Now you're a step up from a porcupine.
All right. So, as your ritual concludes, actually his technically concludes first because you started. Lucy, what are you doing during this time?
I guess as he starts, I believe he said, I believe he's going to walk up to Nightbreeze and go, I believe that we can make contributions to it.
He turns to you, and both of his eyes are now glowing green. These big, wide-eyed hawks stare. He looks down at you, and he says, "Yes, you can contribute if you want to. Please lay the contributions on the chest of the one being reincarnated." And he turns back around and starts doing this, like, up and down, kind of like, almost voodoo-esque, like, throw sand in her face dance.
I think Gray's gonna put a copper coin down. Back from it's the copper coin she gave him to help him stay incognito, when he was pretending to be an old man.
Wow, that's a good fucking contribution. Not only am I gonna allow that as a reduction in her chance to stone soul, but I'm gonna give you an inspiration point for that. That's fucking good.
And he's also gonna say, "You died in possibly the worst performance I've ever done. When you come back, next time you die, make sure it's in a real performance." And he'll walk away as he puts down the coin.
Well, that's sad as shit.
That's
Wonderful performance, though. So normally I say, if you have, according to my chart, if you have suffered 0 deaths, there is always a 2% chance that you will fail and you will die. Because of your contribution, with as meaningful as that was, I don't know how long you've been thinking about that, but I'm going to reduce that from 2% to 1%. So, as the ritual concludes, I'm going to go ahead and roll some dice here. This is for the stone. So, where are we at?
I don't have anything to give, mostly because, I had a bunch of, I had to just get all of my new stuff. But she is, during the ritual, she's going to speak very quietly. It's not really a prayer, just putting it out into the thing. And she's in Sylvan, because that's her kind of OC one. She's going to say, just quite simply, now it's your turn for a second chance.
Okay. And the spirits accept your call. Anybody else have anything to contribute?
Yeah, Ree will approach. She doesn't really have much to give. Also, I mean, she does have the, I suppose the halfling pipe that I think they shared once or twice together. So she'll kind of approach, but I don't really have much to offer. I do have this pipe here. I mean, we did smoke a time or two. I'm sorry I
Would you
got
accept it?
killed. I was supposed to be the one to,
Yeah, she was.
to
It's Reed.
try to protect you all, and you've done everything you could to protect all of us and keep us all alive. I'm just, I hope when you come back, you know that we all love you and we want you to keep on keeping us alive. And here, take my pipe.
So as you put it down, I just talked to Candace about this. You see as Night Breeze is spinning this cocoon of green and dark brown energy pulsating around her, literally creating a cocoon around her corpse. The pipe gets spun around, and you see the shape of it very obvious on the surface. Suddenly flatten out and vanish into her body. Bofer?
Bofer's gonna walk up and kneel down for a second. He's gonna go ahead and pat the little nugget you have, and he's gonna say, "You already have my gift."
You feel you don't see anything visually, but you do feel as you pat the nugget that warm, familiar, freshly stoked forge heat emanate off of it for just a moment. As Night Breeze finishes the last of the cocoon, you see her body, much like what you guys saw Aurora's body when she was being reincarnated, kind of solidify. I'm going to roll some dice now. This is for the first portion. This is for the Stone Soul.
I hope she doesn't come back short, otherwise I'll be the only tall one.
This is to see if she comes back at all.
Yeah.
So, Candace, do you want the blue spiral set or the golden set?
The golden set.
Golden set. All right. We're looking anything above a 1%. If she rolls 001, we got a problem on our hands. Anything
I've
above
done
that.
this. I've done this.
She has done this with other characters.
Oh boy.
90. So, the reincarnation succeeds. Now, let me switch over to my reincarnation chart that I have made very specifically for Candace. So, Candace, would you like on your reincarnation chart the blue and yellow spiral or the full golden dice to be rolled?
Let's go with the spiral set.
Spirals. Okay, so just so you guys know, her resurrection chart, I make these reincarnation charts specific based on everything that has to do with your character personally. She has a 1 to 40% chance to become a tabaxi, a 41 to 80% chance to become a gnome, an 81 to 90 to become a goblin, and a 1% chance after that to be elf, half-elf, dwarf, halfling, human, tiefling, genasi, kobold, and I actually just realized I wrote halfling twice, so I'm going to have to change that real quick. If she changes it, we're going to actually call it Loxodon, if that is not the case.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hang on, was half work on there at all? Out of
Yes,
curiosity?
yep, number 95.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Because I think that would be funny as hell.
She becomes the half-orc, yeah.
Son of a bitch. You want to look at it, Candace? It's at the tail end of your second bracket.
Oh,
As it was the tail end of her bracket It was the tail end of bracket 2. As the cocoon solidifies, there is a pulse of energy from underneath. Night Breeze grabs the top of it with his sickle and he carves downward. And as he does so, you see the 7'6" corpse of Doc immediately shift into the form of a whopping 3'7" gnomish woman. As we finish off Doc becoming
Bitty party.
Yep, I cannot fucking believe it. I rolled an 80, and 80 was her last fucking
That was almost a
percentile.
goblin.
She was,
Almost a
if it was an 81, she was a goblin. I swear to God.
81?
Yes, yes. Okay, let me go to sub races really quick.
I'm officially the tallest person in the group.
Yep.
You are.
Doc's
By a
still
whole
taller
3
than me,
feet.
though.
All right. So there are 3 potential options here. We are going to say 1 through 33 is Forest Gnome, 34 through 66 is Rock Gnome, and 37 and up is Sverfneblin. Candace, would you like me to throw the blue and yellow dice or the all golden dice?
The blue and yellow again.
All right, here we go. That's a 52. She comes back as a Rock Gnome. So, with that being said, Candace, your Constitution score now increases by 1. You also pick up intelligence history checks related to all magical, alchemical, and technological items, and you add twice your proficiency bonus instead of any other proficiency bonuses that may apply, which is awesome for you. And you gain the Tinkerer feat, as well as having a +2 intelligence. She has already created this character, guys. I apologize. I don't have it downloaded right now because I was not sure which way it was going to go. But for our record, she has come back as a Rock Gnome. As the ritual completes, there is a breath. You see her chest rise up and come down as the last of her fur dissipates from her body and into her flesh. I believe, Candace, correct me if I'm wrong here. Trying to remember what your character actually looked like, just to give you guys a little bit of a
I
description
can send
here.
it in Discord if that'll help.
I got
we
it.
don't really plan this out.
Well, I had her. Well, she chose to actually create other characters. But I'm looking right now. Okay, so she has brown hair. That is pretty much down to the back of her. She has long brown and blonde mixed hair that goes all the way down to like the crack of her ass, and it is thick, heavy. Long, wild, pointed gnome ears, a little bit of a bulbousy nose, which kind of gives off that gnomish tinge, but it's pretty mild, all things considered. She has gorgeous, bright green eyes, and she has, on her left side, her eyebrow is pierced once, with a ring, a black ring. On the right side is a black and a silver ring on her eyebrow. Her right ear is pierced twice up in the cartilage and twice down in the lobe. Left side, same exact thing, but a little bit of a mix between silver and black tarnish. She also has a nose ring in the left side, exactly what you guys saw on Doc, but now in this gnomish form. Her flesh is very light, maybe just a hair on the brown or tannish side, but her body as a whole, very sleek, very slender, not bulbousy and porpoisey like most gnomes. It's very thin, very reserved, very tight, and very stern. Her head is almost too big for its own good, as most gnomes are, but that kind of talks about how big her brain is. She still has the armor on that she had before, as well as the weapon she was wielding, and the medicine kits that are such an important part of her being. The ritual completes. Nightbreeze stands up. He takes a breath, blinks heavy 2 or 3 times, looks out to you and looks down, and you guys see Doc's eyes flash open suddenly as she sits up almost immediately and looks out to you.
Hey, Doc.
She looks down at her body.
Careful getting down off the table.
Oh,
Really
lucky
far
me. She's like, feel her ears.
Right, if I die, let me stay dead, please.
This is gonna
Okay.
be. This is gonna be different.
Nightbreeze looks down and says, "It's a pleasure to have you back, Ms. Timbers."
Now she's a true Timbers.
He looks at you immediately, nods and smiles. Yes, she is.
She's gonna look over at Nightbreeze and say, "Thank you for bringing me back."
You don't need to thank me, my dear. You need to thank your friends. They guided you back through the darkness, through the ether, into existence once more.
She'll she'll like turn and put her legs over the side and just let them dangle for a second.
Definitely feels weird. You got real little tiny ass legs. But compared to what you were before, this is everything that you ever could have possibly dreamed of, Doc. Growing up with gnomes, being an orphan to gnomes. This is everything that you could have wanted. And it is now your reality. Because of a roll of the fucking dice.
How high up is that table?
Oh, it's not high up. You were laying on bear furs.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah, so like
Oh, I thought she was up on the table.
we'll say it's like, maybe we'll say it's on like a wooden platform, so maybe 2 feet up or so.
Okay. So she'll pop down and look around at everybody. So, what did I miss?
Yeah, kind of nothing. I mean, we dragged you back here to try to get the process going. Tried to look for other options, but there wasn't any. So
We
you
talked to
died
you.
Yeah, you died horrifically.
yeah,
Dwarf spoke to you while you were dead. By the way, do you remember that? And also, I have consider my debt paid, and I'm gonna throw you the purse.
Oh, and the thing that killed you's dead too.
Okay. I have some questions. Number one, was somebody smoking when I was dead? Did you have some of that without me?
oh, I offered it as
Oh.
a means to
It
make
made
sure
a
you come
difference.
back to us. Yeah, I gave you my pipe. So I'm gonna need that back if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm joking. I know it's gone.
Okay. That was almost really awkward.
Just dig
Okay.
inside your chest cavity and it's in there somewhere. I bet one of your ribs.
I'm sure. Yeah. Next
Don't
time I
worry, I'll
get
make you a metal one.
No, it needs to be wood.
when Beaufort talks, she's gonna turn. I don't want you getting any funny ideas. Now that I'm a gnome, I can still take you.
I would think of it.
She'll kind of like snarl, but it is not at all like it used to be.
It's fucking adorable.
I see you have teeth now,
I always had teeth.
without the pointy ones.
Yes. She'll look over at.
I think you need to try the intimidation because I did much better at the intimidation when I was a halfling. I need to know if the trend continues.
Please do, yes.
She'll look over. She'll kind of do a glance over at Beaufort and then turn toward Aurora and say, okay, so to answer your question, yes, I remember Beaufort talking to me when I was dead. It was really echoey. And what else did you ask me? I'm a little fuzzy. Well,
Oh.
I'm not fuzzy. My brain is fuzzy.
It was mainly about going to Hobbleton to see if they had someone that could bring you back, which you said
Oh.
you don't know.
No, I'm really glad you didn't do that. I'm real glad you didn't drag my lifeless corpse to Hobbleton for my family to see, because that may not have gone over very well.
Hey, well now they'll see you're a gnome.
And what I had said was that my debt, consider my debt paid. It's in your purse.
Oh. Okay. I mean, we're all a group, you know. What killed me?
Oh,
I'll point towards like the drawing that's probably still there in the dirt.
yeah, the creepy, stabby, huggy, crying
Despair
monster.
piercer.
Yeah,
It's called a despair piercer.
that's what we call
No, I
it.
believe that was just named. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of disintegrated the thing's lower body, so it's dead for the most part, I think.
Yeah, it's super dead.
It did turn to ashes and disappear, yes.
Well, that was horrific.
Yeah, I said so.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna just, yeah. Okay. Were there any more of them, or was it just that one?
I fucking
No.
hope not.
If there
There
were
were
more
a
of
lot
them,
of
we'd be
voices out
dead.
there.
Nope,
far as
if
we
there
can-
were more, we'd be dead.
Yeah, as far as we can tell, that was the only one there. And,
Yeah, I almost died.
yeah.
There might be more by the other parts of the ship.
Oh, the ship.
Fuck.
Do we need to go back to the ship?
And we just went back. We brought back
found
this guy.
stuff.
Are you holding up the body?
Well, I just kind of point to him and sit him up a little bit. We brought back this guy. We're gonna talk to him later.
Yeah, we have questions right now too. I can speak with them.
Head kind of
So-
like lolls over to one side and mouth just kind of drips
Alright.
open, like tongue
Do you
hangs
have
out.
Any questions that you would like to ask the Azamar? Because right now we have, what was your cargo? What was your mission? And where did you disembark from?
Also, welcome back.
What's his name?
Yeah, right.
Oh, and what's his name?
Well,
So
thankfully, I do feel a little bit smarter now. I feel like I'm a little smarter. Let me think.
I mean, you were the smartest person in
Also-
our group for the most part when it came to things.
I believe we also said that we'd ask what attacked. Or what
Well,
happened.
I was gonna say it may not have been an attack. If they come through,
What went wrong.
it might have been the Aurora that attacked it. Yeah, we could say, what caused the crash.
Okay, so
Why
what was
were
your
you on
cargo?
fire?
Why were you on fire?
It's a decent question.
I'd want to know why I was on fire.
Okay, so how about what's your name? Where'd you disembark from? What was your mission? What was your cargo? And what made the ship go down?
I have a question for everybody. Is there anybody that knows how to work really well with leather? Because this ship's huge. Her armor is like, she's.
Yeah, for the record, she is essentially completely nude at this point. She looks good, but she's nude.
Just kind of trying to avoid.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Point
ask
towards
Night
like
Breeze.
Night
Like,
Breeze. Yeah.
yeah, like I know you don't use metals, but could you?
She's wearing leather.
Do you have a? How would I say this?
Are you nervous around the naked form of a woman, Bofa?
At that point, she'll put her hands on her hips.
And he kind of looks down at her. I think she looks fine. But yes, we can provide her with some armor.
Can you get her a tailor?
No need. We have many small folk that exist within our grove. I will go see what we can do about this. If you'll excuse me, continue your awkward conversation, and I will be back momentarily. And he,
Honestly, I guess it's probably not nearly as bad anymore because it's probably like several fewer nipples to have to look at.
he stops at the door with his hand on the flap, and he just kind of looks around and goes, "Fuck," and then pushes through.
And
She was a cat.
Archer and Night Breeze, just be glad you can see Lee.
For
true.
a DM comment, Aurora's
Oh,
going
boy.
to step outside for a second, and I'm sending you a message on Discord.
Understood.
Okay, so we're asking, where did you come from? Where were you going? What were you
Well, we knew where they
carrying?
were going.
Dude, wait, so that was
Where were
the,
they going?
that was the sun or whatever
The thing. Greg.
the thing.
City of Light.
I was dead. I was dead, so I don't actually know what the thing is. What are you talking about?
It was something called the City of Light.
Mount Celeste, I believe.
Am I familiar with that?
The assumption that I made.
Mount Celestia. Candace, make a history check for me, please.
22.
22. Yeah. You are well aware of the planes of existence. Mount Celestia is another plane of existence where many of the just raw natural celestial beings exist. That would include archons, angels, pegasi, unicorns, things of that nature. And for somebody to just nonchalantly fucking say that, like, this thing was bound for Mount Celestia, really rare.
Was the whole ship full of, like, him? And she'll motion to the body.
No idea. I mean, there
No
was.
other corpses were found, I believe. There were body parts, different ones, but no whole corpses.
Yeah, also you know that it was thrown into 3 different places, so maybe they're in the other 2 crash sites.
Right. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to think of another question. Wait, how are we talking to him? Are you doing the same thing to him that you did to me?
Yeah.
Just so that you know, I don't know if it's just part of being dead or what, but having people bother you is really annoying. So make sure that we make it good.
I mean, he's with
We're-
his god
we're like-
now, so...
Were you like busy or something? Were you doing stuff?
No, it's just like when you're napping and somebody comes in and just keeps poking you. Just leave me alone.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
poke him 5 times.
just for the record, anybody who has died so far in this campaign, which has been a handful of you, because it has been such a short amount of time, all you have done during that time while you were dead, unless you've been given a specific bit of information, is essentially you have felt your consciousness drifting towards a beam of light or energy in the distance that you just never reached before they snatched you back. There would obviously be a threshold or a point where something may have changed, but nobody has gotten to that point yet. So you just feel yourself drifting very peacefully, very quietly. Again, unless you've had another note. I believe Beaufort had some horrific fucking nightmares when he was dead, but...
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, no, I'll just leave it alone because Sharwin's a bitch.
Alright, so 4 questions. What was your name? Where did you disembark from? What was your mission? What was your cargo? What's our last question?
What happened? What happened?
Yeah, why did you go down?
Yeah, and maybe, so let me say this too. When you're dead, you don't think like we think right now, right? I mean, there's a lot going on, even though there's nothing going on, and so putting together a full thought for an open-ended question is really complicated. So try to make sure that it's kind of a direct question, because otherwise you're going to get a very simple answer to a complex question.
What were the last few minutes you remember?
That would be fine, I think. Also, Doc's gonna try to put like her shirt on. It's gonna be kind of like putting on, you know, like a 2-year-old putting on their dad's t-shirt, but she's clearly kind of shivering because she's not used to not having fur.
Aurora's going to go over and offer her her cloak.
Oh, thanks.
Well, no, never mind. I can't do that because I stepped outside. I apologize.
Right, okay.
Alright, instead of cargo, I'm gonna say important cargo.
What if they didn't have important cargo?
I believe that would fall under mission, wouldn't it?
Ooh, I like the word
Yeah,
play.
just ask what his mission was, and then if cargo was involved, he'll say so.
Does that free up a question?
Alright, yes
Is
it
there
does.
anything
We
else
have one
you
more
wanna ask?
question.
How about, what about how long were they traveling? That might be something good to know. Or across how many planes did you travel?
Gray, was that in the log? Shouldn't it be in a ship's log where they travel to and from?
From, no, but where they were traveling to, yes.
Okay,
But for
so
how long they traveled, I didn't get that.
understood.
It might
One
be irrelevant.
One quick note, Kat. I did send you a return message, and I saw that in your inventory you still have all that coin. Just make sure that you remove it because Candace has added it to the.
Nope,
the big book.
I kept some of it, and I gave
Oh.
her the new stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
no, that was intentional.
Okay, go ahead and because we have a shared loot system in this game, in this world. Give me a sleight of hand check to steal from the party. Give me 1 second. So
I just keep having to buy shit.
you were gonna keep 130 platinum pieces to fucking just randomly buy shit? No, that's theft. Sorry, I don't care who the fuck you are. That's theft. Yeah, but let me see though. Sleight of hand is gonna be a.
Yeah, I can try to hand it.
Yep, sleight of hand. Just static sleight of hand, please.
Yeah, because then, is it gonna roll? Maybe. Oh god, I rolled like shit. Now I'm clanking.
Yeah. So
I'm very clanky.
Re Beaufort, Bofer and Gray, give me perception checks, please, because that's going to proc your passive perceptions.
Okie dokie.
I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't trying to be particularly subtle about it.
I just want you to know that 130 platinum pieces is over 1,000 gold worth of coin, so that's a fucking load.
I didn't roll great, but it's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So,
yeah,
just
right,
so you are aware, as you guys are sitting here kind of discussing, you realize that there is easily a sack of 20 pounds of coin that is sitting on Aurora right now, and very obvious. Every time she moves, it clinks and chinks and bobs and weaves. And when you guys were in the cavern watching her shovel shit into the group loot pile, she was also putting stuff into a separate sack that was growing larger and larger. Do with that what you will.
That separate sack is all stuff I'd taken that first time.
Understood?
When they were putting Doc back. Yep.
Absolutely. Do what you will with what you have. You all notice that she has been hoarding.
But she got there.
Very nonchalant.
Oh, is that to pay for Doc's resurrection?
I believe we already paid.
Really? Oh, right. I was writing. Maybe she's trying to pay off her bounty?
Well, doesn't have one anymore.
Doesn't have one
Or at
anymore.
least-
Yeah, she's a different person.
She's in there or she's still outside?
She's back in now. I sent her information. It was actually pretty quick. It was only an action's worth of time.
You planning on leaving again?
Planning on being prepared for if things fall.
It's a lot of fucking cash.
So, here's the thing.
There's been. Hang on, before you say that. There have been multiple times now where part of the group has fallen. We've been separated. There have been drives. There have been things lost. There have been magic items needed. There have been half-orcs that have needed to be paid off because of a bounty on my head that was threatening all of their existences. And
Yeah, that was about 2,500.
Jeez, it was that much?
More than I had. It was more than I had realized there. Every single time, it's been pulling you away from wherever. You brought me back. You gave me a name. I gave you my, and she says a word in Sylvan. I'm not going anywhere.
How much is in that bag?
But it is also a couple hundred coins.
That is way more than
A couple hundred coins.
Actually, she's telling the truth.
There are.
There's
It
about
goes against
36 pounds of
everything
coin
that I
in that
have
bag.
learned in either lifetime to keep everything in one spot like that. It's dangerous. It is reckless. What happens? What happens if you get captured? If you end up thrown out and something needs to be paid to get you out of it, and your purse isn't there?
You mean like if I got thrown in jail for trying to help a fugitive and I didn't have access to any of my coin? You want to know what would happen if that happened?
Doc, she's kind of right. I have my own.
I'm
little
fine
gem
with
hoard.
it, but I don't appreciate the secrecy.
It's a lot of.
Just say, I want to hear
You were dead up until 5 minutes ago.
you were dead up
I
until
wasn't
2 days
hiding.
ago.
I'm not hiding anything.
Plus, everyone knows I have a gem hoard.
Dump that coin out. Dump.
Here's the issue. I don't care that you have the coin. What matters here is that you've already made a break for it once. Just be upfront.
As before anybody responds, as a DM note, we cannot have anybody saying, here is all of the coin that was gathered from one person, because now Candace has it all slotted, 100% of it in the bag, and we have another character double dipping almost, 1,500 gold worth of coins in the secondary inventory, which is cheating the system. So that's where the issue comes in.
I recognize that. I would like, because of the cheating the system comment, in my notes, I had the original thing. I put what I had taken from it, and I can send that to you as well. And what I had typed was what was left.
Understood. There's a little bit of ass backwards semantics kind of written into that. And if you intend, listen, semantics aside, if you intend to hoard coin for yourself, I don't give two shits from Sunday if that's what you want to do, because we have people who play different alignments in the game. Just send me a message about it, that's what your intention is, because there is also people with 20 plus passive perception that will possibly notice, which is not fair to them if they don't get that fair chance to possibly notice you stealing something. So just for reference, guys, it's your coin. I don't give a fuck what you do with it, but I don't want you to double dip with the treasure that you're given, and I don't want you to accidentally screw another player out of a skill they've invested their feats in to have higher perception. So.
And that was absolutely not my intention.
All I'm saying is, I thought by now things are going to be a little bit different, but I remember what you said right before I died, and if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. I just had hoped that we were in a different place. And she's actually going to very awkwardly try to wrap the shirt around herself and walk away.
It fits very well, like a long wedding gown level robe, because you are
half my height.
5 feet shorter now.
She's gonna step outside.
Beaufort's gonna go ahead and do that and start rifling the papers together for all the questions.
Okay.
All right, Greg, could you come over here with the logbook so we can write some stuff down?
Okie dokie. What do you want me to do?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start waving my hands, start casting the spell.
And I will end up following Doc to try and continue that once, questions are done. Or, during questions, but conversation.
Yeah, it happens simultaneously. Yep, no problem whatsoever. Okay, so Beaufort, you mutter your incantations, and as you do so, you place a hand over the mouth of this corpse, and you hear this really crazy, raspy, windy, almost light, we'll call it like a tier 1 explosive from the organs from the bottom half of this Aasimar, a dwarven appearing man, kind of like a bagpipe, kind of like this ooh. And as the incantation finishes, there's an audible click, and you see his eyes flash open with green. They blink and look around ever so slightly, and his whole body lifts up, and you hear this constant intake of air up through the organs into his chest, and you feel the spell activate. What do you say?
I'm gonna go ahead and ask him, or can you please tell me what your mission was?
Testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mission was to retrieve the Sorrow Sworn.
fuck's a Sarasworn?
I'm not certain, but I believe it could be the creature.
Out of character, I am so glad that it only asks me the questions.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
yeah.
actually a good question, though. Would any of us know what that is?
No, I made a check last time. No idea.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and write it down on a piece of paper to show everyone else. It's gonna say, should I ask what the Sarasworn is?
I feel like that's probably pretty important.
We do have one extra question, so.
And I'm gonna go ahead and write again. We don't have an extra question, but these are the questions. Is, what was your mission? Where did you disembark from? What was your name? What caused the ship to go down? And how long did you travel?
I feel like could we just scrap the how long you travel part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
I'm gonna write down, okay. And then I'm gonna ask him, with my voice, I'm gonna ask him, what is the Sarasworn?
We did not know. Creatures from the Shadowfell.
Okay.
What the fuck's a Shadowfell? Those questions are making more questions.
That's how it goes. I'm gonna go ahead and ask him, what is, like, the name?
Ask him his name, yes.
What was your name?
My name is Hilma Galahad.
Is that the captain?
It was indeed the captain of the ship.
Okay, so we're speaking to the captain. So he's most knowledgeable about the ship.
I believe we should ask him what his mission was.
Yeah.
We already asked what his mission was.
Alright, yeah. Get
Yeah,
the
I already
Sorrow
did.
spawn.
We asked him name, mission.
What's the Sorrow spawn?
What was that?
What's the Sorrow thing? We asked him as well.
Yeah, we asked what that was. So all we have left is what made the ship go down and where did he disembark from.
Definitely ask what made
We should replace the. I feel like we should replace the when did the ship go down with what's the last thing the last few minutes he remembers, so we can get more details.
Ooh. I think that's good too. Or we should ask him what were the events of the last few minutes that he was alive.
Sure.
That's too open-ended.
I mean, we don't know if he died. I mean, yeah, he was cut in half. Maybe it didn't kill him. I've seen people live pretty long with body parts.
We got 10 minutes.
Oh shit.
What do you remember of the events that caused your
Okay, that's a good one. What do you remember of the events that caused the ship to crash?
We were attempting to escape Northraxian, but he blasted our spelljammer, and we were forced to crash.
So Northraxian? Who the fuck's Northraxian?
probably learn that from. We could probably learn that from somewhere that knows more in this realm.
I believe if we can find
Yes.
spawn.
So we have one more question, and the one that is what the topic of the question is their disembarking location. Do you want to keep that, or should we change it?
I believe it would be better to ask about this Nulthrax than
Okay.
Origin.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and take that. Oh, did it? What are the Distraction?
No Thraxian. We do not know what it was a creature who chased us from the shadow
I think that was the fifth question.
And it's about at that point where you feel the energy fade from your body, and you see the corpse, what's remaining of this guy, jerk forward one time and then fall still on the ground as you had seen him prior. That concludes your spell. On the outside of the tent, at the same time this is happening, Doc, you've just stepped outside. You've kind of breathed your first breath of gnomish fresh air in the sanctity of the Druid's Grove, and honestly, it is the first true breath of fresh air that you have ever taken. Something is different about the way that your nasal capillaries are ingesting the air of a druidic grove. As that happens, you hear the subtle sound of the flaps moving behind you, and as you glance over your shoulder, you see Aurora.
You know how exhausting this process is.
You should eat. You should take some time to get used to your skin, but I need you to know I'm not going anywhere. I'm not hunting now. Protecting, or at least trying to.
She kind of looks up at the sky. It's like I said, you just do whatever you have to do. She's not looking at you though, she's still kind of just looking up.
Does she still look cold?
Yeah, she looks, I mean, she's got her shirt wrapped around her, so she looks better than she's not shivering or anything, but...
She's going to take off her cloak and kind of offer it, not saying anything.
Doc will look over her shoulder and... At some point, you'll let go of the loneliness that you hold so close to yourself right now. You'll let yourself actually be a part of this group. Stop making us a job. And let us be your friends. When you do that, all of your coins will be here, and she'll tap the coin purse. And she'll take your cloak and wrap it around her shoulders and just sit and stare back up at the sky.
It's not... My body has changed. My mind is still getting used to the fact that what I knew isn't as things are with our group. I a, a, a dwarf with too many titles that just were walking casually alongside a half-crazed goblin that somehow has more sense than most I've met. A incredibly creepy yet yeah, no, he's mostly just creepy. Bard.
Very charming.
And then you and I, no longer what we were, and yet somehow more of what we were. How am I supposed to just accept this and just, oh yeah, this is the new normal? How?
You remember what I said before I killed you? This is how it's possible. It's a second chance. She, who has not been named, died. Let all of that die with her. Give yourself this opportunity that, let me tell you how many people I've seen die. I mean, whether it be from old age or disease or an injury, they don't get second chances. And you have this group of idiots who decided that you're worth 2,500 gold to bring back and give a second chance to. And, you know, if you feel that you owe us a debt in some way, pay it back by not wasting all the effort we put into making sure that she died. Don't pay us back by making us a job. Smoke a bowl, drink a drink, have a laugh, but stop making us a job.
We did smoke together, weird as that was.
It's weird because you're not used to fun.
All right, I'll tell you what. If you can handle that it's not going to all change with a single spell, and if you can handle helping me learn the new options, I'll do my best to take those teachings to heart.
I can certainly understand that you're not going to get used to this quickly. I used to be twice this height and covered in fur. Life's a bit different. I know. Life's a bit different down here. But, you know, honestly, it's a second chance for me too. More than anybody understands. And I think it's important that we, especially now with all this weirdness with this ship and these people going to different planes and things, you know, we need to kind of be able to embrace things that aren't normal.
I mean, have you thought about just not embracing it, just finding somewhere, and you've got this crazy little fucked up family. Why put yourself in the risk of fiery sky ship demon frost things? Why bother?
You know how sometimes you find people and you just mesh, you know, you guys think the same way and you have the same ideals
No.
and you. Right, it's nothing like that. This is what's happening and we just have to live with it. That's just where we are now. And again, you can either embrace it or you can end up back in a stockade or being hunted. If you stick with us and embrace it, this is how I think. If you stick with us and you embrace it, you're making the most of it. And she's gonna grab the gold nugget around her neck and she's gonna say, the way that I see it, you have two forms of luck, right? You have good luck and you have bad luck. But there's a line in the middle where you kind of get to choose if what you are experiencing is good luck or bad luck. And if you're always looking at it as bad luck, it will always be bad luck.
You have enough coin in that pouch to go and make a medical facility. To be by your Timbers family. To help the dwarf get into a new cat is blank. Player is blanking on the word. To get into a new place where he could learn Spread Mordine's teachings and help get his family not miserably fucking broke. You have enough coin in that pouch where Ree could have meat pies delivered every day for the rest of her life as she hangs out by your medical facility and fawns over her boyfriend that has no idea.
He knows.
And you're choosing to do this.
Yeah. And if Beaufort said, I want to rebuild my family, and Ree said, I want to eat meat pies for the rest of my life, then they can have the treasure and they can have the treasure and they can go do those things. But I believe that there's a bigger purpose, and maybe it's because of who I grew up with. But there's a bigger purpose. There's a higher purpose. And if I refuse to accept that, and I refuse to be a part of that, why am I here?
To live.
What happens after that, though?
We die and usually don't get a second chance. That's what happens.
Exactly.
Then, as I said, as idiotic and as foolish as I still think all of you are and all of this is, I still think your hearts are in the right place, and I'm not going anywhere.
Again, it's not about the coin. You understand that, right? It's about
I'm not going anywhere.
some of the things that have been said, and some of the messages that have been received from, certain actions. Though
Body's changed, mine's gonna take a little bit. Also, we should probably, before Ree decides to throw a tent halfway across the clearing because he's hungry, and Henry is out walking on 2 legs instead of 4.
I knew it.
At this point, you kind of like glance to your right and you see this blonde elven woman walking past you, and she goes, I haven't shapeshifted today.
Henry.
She continues to walk, holding 2 clay jugs of milk. Just as a real quick note to everybody, all players, here you are as far as Doc's visual form. I have downloaded everything. This is our new Doc.
Are you sure those are rings and not brass knuckles?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, you don't know. Would you like to get punched in the fucking face with those? Because I can tell you exactly how much damage they deal when they hit you.
Try throwing her. See how
Yeah. Very cool model, though.
Thank you.
It is.
Okay. So you two, I'm assuming you go back inside. Is that
Yeah,
is that correct?
yeah, we'll go back
Okay.
Oh, and at that moment, you're gonna see Beaufort just going to town on the food.
It's delicious. I mean, it's druid food, man. You
He's
get
gonna look at you. He's like, oh, you want some? This is pretty good. I mean, here's a meat pie. I'm gonna
Take
hand it
just
to
more
Reed.
milk left if you want it.
Hey, Reed, can you ask for milk? I'll give you a meat pie for it.
Oh fuck yeah!
And the two
I want to eat meat pies for the rest of my life.
the two true ladies in the group are absolutely horrified by this scene. These fucking savages. And then probably Gray in the background, like, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and eat a
Alright,
good
so-
berry for today.
What I was thinking.
I think
and-
no, I think he'd also be like not gorging himself, but like he'd also be eating, but he'd also be asking
while
way
this
more
is-
about the Sunless Citadel.
Fair enough.
While this is going on, Beaufort's gonna like start waving around his beer, pointing at the map. He's gonna be like, if we go here and go here, we could probably talk to some people that know about the Shadowfell and all
Doc,
this.
Doc will walk over and kind of push him away from the map a little bit and wipe it off. Don't spill on the map.
What? Oh, sorry.
So, is Nightbreeze in there with us still?
He is not, no.
Okay.
Not anymore.
Did you guys? So what? Did we report to Nightbreeze?
Yeah.
He's
Partially.
pretty cool with everything.
We
More or
partially
less.
reported.
Okay.
We didn't get into the nitty gritty details, but
So, Doc, you're from Port. Which port are you from again? Or where did you come from when you came to Bree?
Do you mean like where did I grow up, or do you mean like where did I come from to Bree?
Come from to Bree.
Middleton.
I was in Middleton.
Oh, okay. All right, so we kind of don't know what's going on right now, and we need some answers. So I was thinking that the most knowledgeable place in this country, or whatever you want to call it, continent, wouldn't that be in Port Sindrian?
Where's Port Sindrian again?
So Port Sindrian, just so everybody's now, it's the very furthest south city. It is what the major port city to the south. It is a city run by a magocracy, which is called the Circle of the Six. It is 6 elven mages who rule the whole city. That's where the schools of different mages train. Everything about that city is like hardcore fucking magic. Arcane magic. Sorry, I should clarify that.
Are you? So you're looking for answers regarding the ship? Regarding?
Oh, Gray, can you pull out the log and tell her what's going on?
I thought we asked the questions after she came back.
No, it was she left before.
Yeah, I
That's
went
what I
outside.
remember.
I went outside, and then you guys.
Yeah.
Right. So apparently, they'll pull out some like notes from his own notes. So apparently, the ship was attacked by. Well, it came from the Shadowfell. Apparently, trying to chase something called some sorrow creature. Probably the thing we fucked up. My own speculation. They were attacked by something Nothraxian, and were forced to crash. This was given to us by Captain Galahad of the ship.
It's
They
a
were
very,
trying to-
very
Their
good.
destination was Mount Celestial.
So what
Anything
I was
I missed?
thinking is, no, I think that's pretty good. He didn't know a few of the questions for the most part, or he didn't know what was it called?
he didn't know exactly what the Nothraxian
Exactly.
or the Sorrow. Whatever the fuck
Sorrow
creature is.
when
So just for clarification, he said sorrow sworn.
Sorrow.
Sworn. My bad.
I'll write that down.
Yep, nope, just so everybody understands it clearly, because I know sometimes my modulators can be a little bit fuckety, so.
So Sorrowsworn is the thing that hugged me to death.
Maybe he didn't know exactly what it was. It just
It
said
seems fitting.
seems
That's
like
my
seems about right.
speculation.
Yeah.
So that's what they were looking for. What I'm thinking possibly is instead of going all the way to Port Sindrian, what we could possibly do is go to Hobbleton, Port Emerson, catch a ride to Sindrian, instead of going over land. We could probably purchase the passage straight to Port Sindrian.
I mean, I'll tell you, I was a traveling surgeon for a time. How do I put
We've
this?
also traveled my fair bit.
Emerson should probably be avoided.
Mm-hmm.
She'll look down at herself, like, kind of realizing again that she doesn't have fur. Well, no, yeah, it should be avoided.
What's the matter with Emerson?
Why?
I haven't been there, but I don't know. I just see it on the map here, and it looks like it's pretty easily accessible.
Well, yeah, it's definitely on the map, and it's very easily accessible. And that is because you can get slaves there much easier than many other places. So I would say it might be worth it to go with a slower route.
So, back to Middleton, and then or I see there's rivers along here. Maybe we can take a boat down the river.
You just really want to be on a boat?
I do believe the dwarf just really wishes to be on a boat.
I don't
I
know
haven't
if
been
you're
on a boat
aware.
before.
I wasn't the best swimmer before, but I cannot imagine these little things are gonna help me out very much.
I heard
Right,
that some things float. Is that true?
What?
I heard that things float.
What things float?
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe the goblin corpse floated when you tossed it in the gnome, not the goblin, the gnome corpse that you.
You're talking about making a raft of corpses?
I mean, I haven't seen the seas before. I don't know how that work.
No, you don't go on the sea on a raft of corpses. I'm gonna put the kibosh on this one right here.
I mean, you could. I mean, listen, folks. All things are possible in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. It just depends on how well you roll. I mean,
I have a potentially very bad idea.
Well, did anybody reach out to Xavier to see if he's got any? I mean, we could ask him and see if he's got any information. He's very.
I've
pretty
used all of my stuff, all of my high level magic. So I can't use it for the rest of the day, for the most part at least.
I mean, we could also, like I said, go to Middleton and chat with him.
That's true.
Aren't we a
I didn't
little?
actually ask if he was there.
Aren't we a little banished from there?
No, wait, maybe.
I am wanted
We're,
there,
we're
yes.
not sure.
Yeah, I feel like we're
that's
kind of
right, you are
fugitives
still
from
on-
there.
Well, no,
Also,
everybody got released, right?
except
Everybody
Gray.
got released.
Gray's still
Gray
Except for
never
Gray.
Gray never got caught, right?
Yeah, so if we want to go around, we're going to get really close to Mogu Mogu.
We're not doing that either.
So it's either past the slaver camp,
Well,
or go to Port Emerson where there's slaves to get.
Everything is so black and white with you, Bofer.
so about the camp. Greg, you would be the best person for this potentially very, very bad idea. Mike Camp said some of the best hunters around. If we're wanting to get information about a thing that we don't know about, there's a chance they would know. Or at least be able to get the information, especially if it's something rare and unknown.
You think they'd know about this guy? I'm going to point at the half body in the ground.
Do I think that the camps know how to sever an Asimar's body? Yes.
I totally
But
believe they
that's
do.
not-
Yes.
It's more like,
that's
do you
not-
think they know where he's from and what everything that we're looking at is about? What's the Shadowfell? What's the
Do I think that they have that information offhand? No, but our shamans, they work
Not your
closely with
shamans.
our hunters.
They're not your shamans or your hunters.
The
So,
camp shamans.
Lucy, go ahead.
okay, so since I've traveled around a lot, I guess with Is there a place, I guess I would know that'd be the best place to...
You cut out. You cut out at the end. I didn't hear what you said. The best place to find what?
to find out about the I guess, our current situation about the Shadowfell and Celestia?
So, why don't I do this? Lucy, why don't you give me a, Why don't you give me a history check? Okay, 14 is actually really not that bad. That's right up against the moderate level DC that I would assume would need this information. I will give you this before we end tonight. Gray is aware of what Mount Celestia is. You know that it is another plane of existence. You are also well aware that almost its exact opposite counterpart is the Shadowfell, whereas Mount Celestia is bright, full of celestial beings, full of light and radiant energy and holy energy. The Shadowfell is full of darkness and despair and fear and loneliness and sorrow. You know that those two planes of existence on opposite ends of the spectrum do exist within your universe. It is written in the texts of history.
And I guess before we head off, can I make like sleight of hand check? Slip Doc the note.
Sorry, you cut out in the last like 3 words there. I heard slip what now? You want to slip who what?
The note.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah. Are you kidding me? Yes, you can make a sleight of hand check, sir. Yes, you can. And just to answer your question, by the way, about, okay.
Much better.
Do you have advantage on that?
Yeah, he used
I have inspiration. Remember you gave it to me.
Yeah, no, I was just making sure. I didn't hear you say inspiration, so... okay, so you use your inspiration. The only person who would be able to see that is you. Okay, so as Gray starts kind of like rambling about like the Shadowfell and Mount Celestia, the other thing I will give you, Lucy, as far as those two things are concerned, is Port Weirlin or Port Sindrian are probably your 2 hot spots for those specific locations. If you want really hardcore detailed information about them. As he is kind of rambling, everybody else is conversing within just the realms of conversation. Doc, all of a sudden, you feel something tap your small gnomish hand. And as you look down and instinctually open your palm, there is a scroll. Give me 1 second. There is a scroll that is put into your hand that is made from vellum, that is sealed with black wax on either end. It is anointed with a very familiar wildflower scent and tied with a ribbon.
Can I also...
And it's... Lucy, it's still sealed.
I know, but I wanted to slip a card.
No, sorry. She was asking you, is it still sealed? Did you read it or no?
Yes, it's still shit.
Okay. And yes, you. Sorry, go ahead, Lucy.
I wanted to ask if I can also slip 1 copper with it.
Easy. Yep, go ahead and remove a copper from your inventory. And the other thing you feel, Doc, is a copper coin drop into your palm. Now, for the sake of us not having for you to wait until next week to read this, does Doc intend to open it right now?
Yeah,
okay.
She's going to try to kind of go off on her own. She won't open it in front of everyone.
All right, let me just go ahead and I will put this in the player's journal it is meant to be in. Oh, God, I hope I clicked the right one.
Me too.
It is in your inventory.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so she's got it. Guys, that's where we're going to end here for tonight. You guys are having this conversation. This has just been passed off. The roleplay tonight, you guys, was just fucking phenomenal. I'm pretty blown away. So thank you.
Thank you.
And it's crazy that you guys have an entire party of small people, except for the weird random Azamar guy who's just like bound to die and being reincarnated as a fucking.
Give it time.
Yeah, I mean, I refuse. Wouldn't it be funny if he got reincarnated as a kobold?
Oh my god. Okay, I'll accept that.
Wouldn't that be funny as shit? Like, it just everything circles back. Oh shit. All right, guys.
Lane Escape and Meepo.
Yeah, yep. Boo Boo, you said you are possibly not going to be available next week. Is that right?
Yeah, it just depends on the software of my laptop.
The software of your laptop. All right, that's a very specific and technological thing that I don't understand because I'm old. So
I have an old MacBook Pro from like
Gotcha.
2013, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use Roll20 and D&D Beyond.
Understood. Let me know if you want to test it during the week. When we have downtime, I would be more than happy to try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does work, it does work. So we'll figure it out one way or another. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drag the raid over to somebody really quickly here. And yeah, then I hope to see y'all next week. If I know there was potentially a couple conflicts coming up in the late future. Cat, I already have yours for Gen Con weekend. That's not an issue. But if anybody else has anything to add to that, just shoot me a message so I know kind of how to plan.
I'll let you know. Yeah, I do have a big
if
vacation
it's
trip
free.
coming up, but I'll send you the dates.
Okay, perfect. All right, guys. Thank you so much for playing tonight. I appreciate you. I appreciate you as always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right, guys. We're gonna raid Rocker Joe. Thank you all for being here.
Requesting a drawing Tuesday.
Yeah. So Candace actually, I don't. Oh, you know what? I don't have my camera up. Oh, maybe I do have my camera up. Hang on.
He left Xavier.
Damn it. God damn it. I've got a drawing here. It's a basket. It's a somebody in a basket.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
that
is Candace.
Yeah, sorry, I jumped out. That was it was Aurora in a basket.
I have Aurora in a basket.
Oh, you
I'm
actually
sorry.
got one.
Yeah, it's awesome actually. It's pretty fucking badass. I've got it right here. Hang on, I'll take a picture of it and I'll put it in Discord, okay?